An XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum crypto special today. You won't want to miss this one. Is it time for me to buy back into XRP? I told you I would when we make money from Coca Cola, and boy, am I making money on Coca Cola right now, preparing for a downturn. Going to give you all the information that's going to rock everything. Everybody's like, upside down, hasn't got a clue what they're talking about on X when it comes to the banks. They haven't got a clue. I talk to the banks, Bank of America particularly. This whole ETF scare, what's going on? What does it really mean? Swift over XRP, Ripple, what's really happening? I'm going to break it down for you and explain what's really going on. We're about to ring the bell in 3, 2, 1. The bell has gone. We are now ringing the bell. Let's see how the market's open. Here we go. We are live. XRP is down 0.98. Let's see where we go. It's quite a red day now coming in. Let's have a look. Right, let's get right into all our positions, and then let's talk about a XRP day today. What is it all about? Let me show you the overall markets, where we're going. So here we go. My overall portfolio is hardly down at all. It's virtually flat today, which is great. In fact, there we go. We're green once again. The S&P is down, continually going down now. I do strongly believe we are at the edge of a bubble and a crash. I went defensive. I was right. I sold at the top of crypto. I was right. I was also right about the S&P selling off, and I was also right about Coca Cola being defensive. Virgin Galactic going down. Palantir still going up. This is a last hurrah. It's crazy. 1,000 times earnings. Nuts. Gold going down. That's interesting. Amazon selling off. Apple pumping today before it sells off. Enphase Energy going down. Coca Cola up again now. I'm making tons of money. I've got over just under $600,000 in Coca Cola. So defensive was right. I was right to do it. I know you don't like it. Many people unsubscribed from me when I said I'm selling my XRP. They went, oh, I don't want to listen anymore. Martyn's only saying bad stuff about the things I like, so I unsubscribed. Good. We don't want you to watch then. We're here to help people. We're not here to sell nonsense, to create drama. We're here to deliver the facts. That's what we do. So if you don't like that, and you'd much rather someone tell you it's going up forever, even though it's not, and then go and watch somebody else. I'm not here to pander, hold people's hands, and tell them what they want to hear to make friends. I couldn't care less. I'm here to help my viewers make money. This is what we do, and this is why I consistently beat the market, and why I'm not losing my money. Is it time to buy back into XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum? Well, the argument could well be it is. So if you like this message and you just want the facts rather than the noise and the rah-rah, consider subscribing and tap the like button. I'm just going to drop my chat in there. We had some technical issues this morning. Thank God we got it all fixed. I was all over the place this morning in my Dr. Pepper review. It was a flipping nightmare. But anyway, we're all sorted again now. Right, let's have a look. So, XRP selling off. Is it a time to buy? All those people that said I'm an idiot for selling my XRP at the top and predicting it's going down, well, it did. Now I want to buy it back. So is it the right time to buy it back? I'm going to ask you in a poll here. Is it time for me to buy back? Start a poll. Is it time to buy back XRP? Said I would, with more money than ever before. Yes or no? Okay. Now then, when I announced this story that XRP was going to sell off, people didn't like it. Well, it did go down, and if you sold the way I did, you would have had a lot more money to buy back. I also said I'm going heavily into defensive, and I did, and now I own nearly $600,000, over $500,000. In fact, I rank 32 out of 47 of allocation that institutions have. Someone said yesterday, that's rubbish and nonsense, and I proved it on the show by showing you the allocations, and I can do it again if anyone asks me. But it was the right thing to do. undoubtedly it was the right thing to do. And now my portfolio, I'm beating the market again. We are at the edge of a crash. You can deny it all you like, but we are. So let's look at XRP and let me break down the story. So many people have this upside down, particularly those on X. Look at this, folks. I warned everybody. I took so much aggression from people, awful people, shouting and screaming, telling me I'm wrong. You cannot disagree with numbers and facts, but people try to. Let me explain to you actually what's going on. Crypto ETF shakeup faster than expected. Why is it selling off then? Why is everything selling off if we've got this news? Because nothing about this is certain. That's the problem. And now we've got banks trying to compete with Ripple. Remember, I've always told you, the banks is the money. Follow the money, follow the banks, not the technology. The way to make money with XRP is not the trading the coin like scroungers under the table. It's to own the bank. It's to own the bank that makes money from it. And what have I always said? Ripple, the bank, the Ripple Bank is the way to make money. I couldn't care two hoots about the ETFs. This is all smoke and mirrors and noise. And again, it's happening. So is it now time to buy? Let me go into this and explain what actually is happening. Thank you again for Sensei's wife to do wonderful images here. You can see we've got Solana, ADA, XRP, Dogecoin. You can see it all there in October. Apparently in October, according to everybody on X who knows absolutely sod all about the banks because they don't talk to them, I do, they say that in October, automatically, just because it always has in the past, even though every rule has been rewritten, all of a sudden, XRP and Bitcoin and everything else is going to explode because of ETFs. No, it's not. Or is it? ETFs are already out for XRP. It's a rubbish one, by the way, but it's out. What happened to the stock? The asset? It went down. XRP went down. I sold at the top. I was right. And I bought 600 grand's worth of Coca Cola and I'm up. So say what you like. I was right. So let's go here. I'm here to help people, not to annoy you, even though people go, oh, I hate when he says stuff about XRP. I'm unsubscribing. Unsubscribe then. If you want the real information that helps you, join us. If you don't. Don't bother me. So let's explain what's going on. The SEC has told issuers of upcoming crypto ETFs, including Solana, XRP, Litecoin, Cardano, and Dogecoin, to withdraw their 19B filings. Now that is all I am seeing all over X. The SEC are at it again. They are withdrawing all the filings. Everyone sell crypto, blah, 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 blah. The same people who told me I was an idiot that I sold at the top, they're now selling at the bottom. They're getting liquidated. We're getting margin calls. They said, you're an idiot for buying Coca Cola. Well, I'm not, because now I'm making more money again. Beating the market again. This is not the headline. This is not the story. SEC withdrawing the filings is child's play. It's comic book nonsense. It's true, but it's not the full story. People, it drives me mad, but especially in crypto, you always see people who can't be bothered to read more than 2 sentences. Let's read the first sentence and then get bored. It's too hard work to read the details. Normally, these filings triggered the long 245-day review clock, which is why October was seen as a decision month. But with, let me refocus my camera, there we go. But with the SEC's new generic listing standards, GLS approved, those rule changed filings are no longer needed. Now, why did this happen days or weeks before it? Is this the SEC playing games? Is there something we don't understand? Yeah, there is. Absolutely there is. There's manipulation at the top while banks realign. I know, I talk to them. It's a realignment of what is actually going on. So this headline, is getting everybody who keeps telling me that we should keep buying, even though it went down. All they're doing is selling out of fear once again. This is an opportunity for me to start to buy back now with the huge amounts of money I'm making on Coca Cola, because the market is very likely to crash now, very likely to have a downturn with carry trades and everything else, and inflation to start going up again. And this is not good news for crypto. However, this is why I want to buy it once again. So, those rule change filings are no longer needed. Instead, exchanges can list crypto ETFs under a new generic framework, just like gold or silver funds, removing the biggest procedural delay. That means the old October deadline doesn't matter anymore. Amid the race to market may actually speed up. Now, this is what CoinDesk are saying. They're saying it may speed up. We don't know. Uncertainty is one thing markets don't like. This is why you look for opportunity when the markets, look at that. Look how much money I'm making on Coca Cola. Look how much money I'm making on Coca Cola. Why? Because it's defensive and people have fear. I've got nearly 600. Look at this. Look at this. 494,000 just in my main account plus my IRA. I've got nearly $600,000 in Coca Cola. Why? It's a defensive play, a true defensive play ahead of a crash, ahead of a downturn. Uncertainty plays fear into everyone. And now you've got XRP and crypto going down, and now I can take profit from Coca Cola and buy back as much XRP as you could possibly imagine. Anyway, let's get straight into it. From here, the only step left for the SEC's Corporate Finance Division to clear each fund S1 registration statement, which covers disclosure and structure. Analysts like Bloomberg's Eric Balchunas say this makes approvals virtually guaranteed. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't make it guaranteed at all. Nothing in the financial world is guaranteed. Absolutely not. When it comes to approvals, disclosures, and all the rest of it, nothing is guaranteed. You want to say it is? No one's listening right now. Timing is the wild card. There's no fixed 45-day or 245-day deadline anymore, but since many S1s like Solana's have already been amended several times, launches could come in weeks or even days. Now, what does that mean? If we get ETFs in days, what does it mean? Well, people tell you that October, which is tomorrow, the markets are going to explode for crypto. So why is everybody selling right now? You ask me. They say that crypto is going to explode because of ETFs. We don't know what's happening with ETFs. So is this a time to sell? No, not in my book. It's a time to buy. I'm going to end up buying back some XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. You can see my Coca Cola now making me money hand over fist. It's getting pretty crazy right now. Look at this. Look at this. If I go to my stocks and ETFs, look at this. 495 grand just in my main account. Remember I started with 5 grand. I bought Coca-Cola at the bottom. I sold XRP at the top. Everybody had a go at me and told me I was an idiot. Well, only the facts are showing you the opposite. To put it into perspective, Eleanor Terrett, a journalist at Fox Business who closely tracks the SEC policy and crypto regulation, highlighted the withdrawal request and their implications. Meanwhile, Eric Balchunas, senior ETF analyst at Bloomberg Intelligence, added that the new framework makes approvals virtually certain, with timing potentially moving absurdly fast. Yes and no. It does certainly make it the potential for it being speeded up, but nothing is certain in this business. Nice scoop from Eleanor here, said Eric. This was something we thought could happen. It makes sense as you don't need a 19B4s in the post-GLS world. Just not sure how the launch schedule will work yet. More will be revealed soon. So what happens now? Now then, while this is happening, I need to do a live trade. I need to sell some more Coca Cola. Let me go to my Coca Cola and go to a live trade. Clear this away. Bring this here. Trade. Sell. Tax lots. We're trimming again because I'll be buying back my crypto soon. Sell in tax lots. Sell in tax lots. There's the bottom. You can see now all of this is making money. Everyone said I was wrong. Well, there you go. Not so wrong now, am I? It's a bit late now. We're just waiting for it to pick back up again. We'll go back to our XRP in a second. But this is how I'm going to end up buying XRP at the right time. Let's trim again. We've just dropped a little bit. This is $600,000 trades. I promised you $1 million trade. That's coming. 66.21. We peaked at 66.21. We're at 66.15. Let me go back to show you here. I might not be able to get a trade just yet. I'll keep my eye on this. Let's see if we can bounce again. The first half an hour of the day is critical for this position. Our next position is 66.35. We want to start selling up here. All right. We're fully invested again now. We want to start selling at 66.35, 37, around there. Let's see if we can start bouncing again. I'll keep my eye on that. And if I get the chance to do a live trade, this is a 600 grand position now in total, building up to $1 million in Coca Cola. I'm currently ranked 32 out of 47 of allocation on institutions. So this is a big, serious play. And I'm trying to get to $1 million of Coca Cola. Then the dividends can buy my crypto regularly. This is what I'm trying to achieve. As crypto goes down, as Coca Cola goes up, I can do this with tax lots and reduce my position. Ethereum is down today. XRP is down today. Bitcoin is down today. And Coca Cola is soaring. This is how I'm doing it. And this is how I'm beating the market. I'm up 0.24. The S&P is down. So I'm beating the market again, as I always do. We're waiting for that to go back up again. This is an XRP special, but this is how I'm going to end up owning more XRP. Right, I'm going to keep my eye on that as I go back over. So I'm literally trying to buy XRP with profits from Coca Cola. So let's carry on with this story. Okay, this is important. A lot of chit chat going backwards and forwards here with the ETF. People uncertain, not really having a clue what they're talking about, if I'm completely brutally honest. But anyway, there you go. Let's go now to the SWIFT enters the blockchain race. Now, this is important, very, very important. And again, this is what I've always been talking about. The banks is where the money is. Ripple Bank, what is the Bank of America doing? Own the banks, you make the money. Trade the coin under the table. You're like a rat running around trying to scratch pennies from the floor. Oh, I've made 5% today. I've made 10% tomorrow. What is the point of that? Sit at the table like the king and own the system, not scratch around trying to beg money from it. It's not the way forward. So I'm doing an XRP special, but I'm also trying to trade Coca Cola 600 grand here to buy back maybe 100 grand, 200 grand, maybe $250,000 of XRP today. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do right now. So as I'm giving you this news, this is what I'm trying to do. There is my Coca Cola. There is XRP. Good. I like it. Right. Let me keep my eye on that and I'll let you know when I start trading again. So I'm trying to provide the entertainment and the story today, but I'm also trying to trade life-changing money. So Swift enters the blockchain payments race. Okay, let's talk about this. Again, thank you to Sensei's wife for a wonderful image there. Swift, XRP driving the train. Next stop, instant settlement. Now, is this good or bad? Is it good that Swift is trying to now compete? I always told you, the bank will not sit down. People talked about the government adoption. It's not government adoption at all. It's government control. You didn't want government control? You got government control. Whether you like it or not, that is what you've got. Take it or leave it. Let me show you what I mean. So, Swift has announced plans to launch a blockchain-based shared ledger in partnership with Consensus and 30 global banks. The banks, like I've always said, they've got the money, the power, the brand. The brand is everything, right? They can set up an XRP type Ripple chain. Anyone can. We can all do it. I can do it. The banks certainly can. Do the banks need XRP? They've been testing XRP. They've been buying it. They know how it works. Are they now going to do it for themselves? Why do we need them? Do it ourselves, can't we? Anyone can. People say, well, yeah, but it's all about brand awareness. Well, Ripple, yes, been doing it for 10 years. But what if the Bank of America say, well, we can do the same thing? And don't kid yourself, they can't, because they can. They're aiming to deliver 24/7 near instant cross-border payments with smart contracts. Now ask yourself why they do these things. What is the point of all of this? Is it so we can just trade XRP? No. Is it so we can just, I don't know, get rich trading crypto? No. It never has been and never will be. It's so the banks make more profit for the shareholders. That's why the banks want a more efficient system, because if they don't, somebody else will, and their bank will make more money than their bank, and so it goes on and on and on. So own the bank, own the system that uses it, and you make money. It's very simple. So rather than replacing its existing rails, Swift will layer this new system on top of its trusted global network, allowing banks to choose between traditional messaging or blockchain settlement. This move, what that really means, folks, is a test. Oh, by the way, as I'm trying to trade 600 grand's worth of Coca Cola today to buy XRP on this downturn, you can see what I'm doing now. Here is Coca Cola going up again. Here we go. Now it's rallying. Now we're going into a live trade. 66.35 is when I start selling, and I can make about 100 grand. I told you I'd make 100 grand by the end of the year. I could buy back then $200,000 worth of XRP. I used to earn about 15 grand. I could end up with nearly $250,000 if this trade goes off well. And a spoiler alert, it will. It's already working. All right, so where are we now? There's my tax lots. So it's 66.35. We want to be trimming now very heavily. This will put 16 grand. No, it'll be about 20 grand time we get it back in my portfolio, and I can trim and buy at the dip back down again, and then also buy my crypto. This is very, very encouraging. Very, very encouraging. Let's see it. There it's going. There it's going. This is a 600 grand trade. Very nice. Let's have a look. Coca-Cola is running. Here we go. Yeah, Ethereum is going down. Perfect. Exactly like I said. XRP is going down like I said. I sold it at the top. I bought my defensive. I took abuse for it. Everyone said I was a bloody idiot. Well, I proved you right, proved you wrong again, right? There you go. So XRP going down, Ethereum's going down, Coca-Cola is going up. Say what you want. Numbers never lie. 66.25. We are nearly in the money again. Well, we're in the money. We're making every percent now. Coca-Cola moves. I make $6,000 for every single percent that Coca-Cola moves. And remember, I started with just $5,000. Here we go. Now we are really on fire. Now we are really on fire. Look at this. Now it's getting serious. Right, we are going to, here we go, here we go, here we go. we can start to move these up very, very quickly. These are all of this now is in the money. About 600 grand now in the money. All of this to buy back XRP on the way down. Here we go. We've got 180 shares, 60 shares, 500 shares. If once we start moving above the 35 cents, we are nearly there now. We are nearly there. We can start trimming once again and lower this position. This is awesome. This is absolutely awesome. And it needs to come at the same time, and it will do, 100%. It needs to come at the same time as we see crypto going down. There it is. Ethereum's going down. XRP is going down. Bitcoin's going down. Coca Cola is going up. I love it, love it, love it. Oh my God. It couldn't have gone better. Numbers never lie. There we go. We're up $1,300. We were up $2,000 a few seconds ago. We were up $4,000 yesterday. I'm probably at another all-time high. I can't show you right now because I'm on the screen that is in my tax lot trade. So let's carry on with the story, but keep our eye on this very, very closely. Ethereum is now selling off quickly. There it goes. People who buying crypto do not understand what they own. They tell me I'm an idiot for selling at the top, even though I was right and it went down. And now they're all selling because they don't understand this story about the ETFs and SWIFT. You've got to own the bank, not trade the coin. But no one pays attention. Right, I'm watching this very, very closely. Let me go back to this story. This is great. It's going to be $1 million trade. This carries on, it'd be $1 million trade live on the show. Right, okay, so the move is positioned as a direct response to growing competition from stable coins and blockchain. There is the key word, competition. The bank is not going to allow crypto, XRP, Ripple, you name it, Solana, Cardano, whoever, to have it all to themselves. The bank is going to compete and it's going to win. It's going to win because it's the name and the brand you cannot compete against, right? I'm just watching 1,000 things here at once, folks. So, rather than replacing the existing rails, SWIFT will layer the new system on top of its trusted global network, allowing banks to choose between traditional, we've read that already, we don't need that anymore, right? For Ripple, the headline might sound threatening. This is the issue. This is the issue. People who do not understand crypto right now are all panicking and selling. And all over X, yesterday it was like, everyone should buy. October, it's going to explode. Martyn's an idiot for selling, even though he sold at the top and it went down like 15, 20%. He's an idiot for buying Coca Cola. Coca Cola doesn't make any money, even though it's going to make me about 100 grand by the end of the year. Tax-free, by the way, by using tax lots. And then this is all terrible news. No, it's not. You've got to understand it. Sorry, I'm watching 1,000 screens at once here. I've got a 600 grand trade and I don't want to mess it up while I read a story about XRP. For Ripple, the headline might sound threatening, but the reality is more nuanced. Ripple and the XRP ledger already have years of real-world adoption. Now, I heard Sensei mention that this morning. Is that important? No. No, it doesn't matter. Betamax was around before VHS. VHS was a much worse system, but it replaced Betamax, which was around forever and was better. This is exactly what happened with Betamax and VHS. VHS had the brand, had the name, kicked Betamax out, even though it was better and around for longer. The bank will never win. Don't bet against the Fed and don't bet against the bank. Liquidity corridors and regulatory testing under their belt, while SWIFT is only beginning to experiment with Ethereum-based technology through consensus. It's way ahead of that. I've been telling you for ages, Bank of America have been buying XRP and they've been testing it and they've been using it. They've been reverse technologying it. They understand how it works. They can do it themselves. They don't require Brad Garlinghouse to ride in on a white horse and save them. They don't. They can do it themselves. However, can you still make money on XRP? I believe so, because the fear of all of this and the lack of knowledge of what's actually happening will drive it down. I'll make 100 grand on my Coca Cola, and I can buy back 200 grand worth of XRP whenever I want to now, and Ethereum, by the way. And I still think it's going to $10. The live trade is in progress. 600 grand trade. Here we go, back to it. There is Ethereum going down. There is XRP going down. There's Bitcoin still going down. There is my Coca-Cola now literally printing me money like you wouldn't believe. Right? 600 grand now. We are about to, if we can, do this trade here. This is tax lots. We want to sell at 66.37. I don't know if we're going to get there yet. I'm keeping watching it, folks. Let's carry on. So, banks are conservative and may take years to fully integrate Swiss blockchain layer. Who the hell is saying that? Who the hell is saying take years? No way. Absolutely no way. This is the thing with blockchain. Everyone knows how to do it. Anyone can do it. The Bank of America has been testing reverse engineering XRP for ages. They can set this up in days. This does not take years. Who is saying this? Who believes that it's going to take years for Swift to update themselves? No, it isn't. They can do it in days. Banks are conservative and may take years to fully integrate it. No, why do you think they've been testing it? They've been testing blockchain for years. Leaving Ripple room to grow its foothold. More importantly, Swift's announcement shows that Ripple's model was right all along. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But Bank America can do it tomorrow if they choose to. Cross-border payments need blockchain speed and settlement. Yes, they do. But Swift is playing catch-up. Don't underestimate the global system. Don't underestimate all the banks and all the governments around the world sitting down and on their asses and getting completely crushed by Brad Garlinghouse. Come on, that's not what's going to happen here. Cross-border payments need blockchain, speed and settlement, but Swift is playing catch-up. The bottom line, Swift's mood validates the space, but it doesn't erase Ripple's lead. It doesn't. But remember, why I want to own XRP, why I owned XRP, why I'll buy back XRP, why I sold it at the top and bought back lower, as I'm about to do with the profits I make from Coca Cola. Why? One, downturn coming, crash coming, carry trade, all of this uncertainty. Rates not being cut the way we want, liquidity not coming in the markets, crypto selling off, defensives going up, very quick, very easy to make money on a defensive play if you own a great business and you use tax lots to reduce your level. Why I want to buy XRP. So I know many people are confused by this. They're going, well, are you bullish? Are you negative? What are you? How many times have I told you? It's the banks. The banks. And the banks are have been testing XRP. They're going to use it. So how does this all fit in? The Ripple Bank. I've said this over and over again. The way to make money is how the bank makes money out of using the coin, not trading the coin. XRP will be locked up in a reserve when the Ripple Bank gets released. When the Ripple Bank gets released, that is how you make money with XRP, because every transaction will burn XRP. It'll become more and more scarce over time, and the bank will be profitable. The bank will be effective, and Robinhood will become a bank. There's no reason why Ripple can't become a bank. That is the future. That is how to make money with XRP. That's why I want to own XRP, not for all the nonsense and the cross-border payments and the bullshit and everybody going, it's up 1 minute, it's down the next minute. Now I like it, now I don't. The ETF, the silly ETFs mean absolutely sod all. The chain and all of the are amazing. It's got all this technology. No one gives a monkey's bum. But Bank of America can do it standing on their head tomorrow. They can do it tomorrow. I can do it. I can set up an XRP coin to do exactly the same. Exactly the same protocols, exactly the same principles. No one would buy it because no one's ever heard of Martyn Lucas XRP, right? It's only a brand. Anyone can do it. So when Bank of America do it, it'll work. What works is the Ripple Bank. The Ripple Bank is it. Ripple Bank is how we make money. Anyway, leaving Ripple room to grow its foothold. More importantly, Swift announcement shows that Ripple model was right all along. Yes, the model is right. Betamax was right, but VHS did it and brought it to the world. That will be the banks. They're not going to sit around and let Brad Garlinghouse take over the bank system. Not a chance. Cross-border payments need blockchain speed and settlement. But Swift is playing catch-up. No, it ain't. It'll catch up in 5 seconds when it's ready. The bottom line, Swift's moves validates the space. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It's not a threat to XRP. Because XRP is not about scratching under the table, or can we trade XRP and make some money here and there? XRP is about the Ripple Bank. And for the longest time, I've said it's about the bank. And no one cares about the bank. They all focus on this silly ETF. Oh, it's going to be great when the ETF comes out. No, it's not. It did sod all. It did sod all to everything else. So, but it doesn't erase Ripple's lead, especially in markets and use cases where XRP's efficiency and proven corridors already outpace traditional rails. All right. So, Sensei's thoughts. Sensei said that Swift is finally adopting Ripple was right. Oh, here we go. My 600 grand trade is in play. Here we go. Come on. Just a few more cents to go. Everyone said I was wrong. Everyone said I was wrong. When I said I sold Ethereum for a loss, I ended up saving about 10 grand in losses on crypto. When everyone said, hold, I'm not selling, well, I sold at the top. There goes XRP. There goes Bitcoin. And there goes my Coca Cola. Look at that. Look at that. You cannot, if you speak to the bank and you understand what the bank is doing and you understand what the balance sheet is doing, it's easy to make money. I'm so freaking frustrated with people because people do not listen. They always follow the idiots on X who are desperate to sell videos, desperate to talk rubbish. I've been telling you, I know it's boring, but I like boring. I like making money consistently. I like beating the market consistently. Look at the S&P. It keeps selling. A crash is virtually inevitable. And look at my portfolio. Another 2 grand. I was up 4 grand yesterday. I'm going to end up buying back all the XRP from everybody in a minute. Wake up, people. Wake up. We've got a short squeeze on Virgin Galactic. I told you it was going to $100. I told you it was going to short squeeze. It's doing it right in front of your eyes. Coca Cola now is going bloody ballistic. Look at that. People going, what are you on about? It's only up 0.44%. You're an idiot. It doesn't make any money. Okay, doesn't make any money. Doesn't make any money. I'm not even going to try to explain how that works. Bitcoin going down. XRP now falling down nearly 2%. Ethereum, I'm about to trade and buy all the XRP and Bitcoin there is. So let's go back to Coca Cola. It's running. Here we go. Here's my trades. Let's clear the screen. Right, here we go. Now, what we want to do is we want to sell for washes. We don't want to pay tax. We got to sell. We got 15 grand here. Here we go. Here it comes. Can you see now? I can free up 15 grand. $7 loss. That's all. What we want to do is we are on a run. We want to sell all the way up to 40. There you go. That'll put $52,000. If we can get up to 66.40, 9 cents to go, I can put $52,000 in my account, and that is money I can use to buy back the dip or start to build my crypto position on these losses. So here we go. All we got to do now is wait. All we got to do is wait. Now remember, there's no options. I don't do options. I think options are rubbish. I don't do shorts. I never short the market. I don't use leverage. I just use margin. I don't go 10Xs. I don't predict the future. I don't ever do any of that stuff. I just buy businesses that make sense when they are undersold, undervalued. Very simple strategy. The easiest strategy in the world, and it works every single time. This is the overall market. I'm up today, 0.81. The S&P is selling off now even harder. Bitcoin is selling off even harder. XRP is selling off. Ethereum is selling off. I sold at the top. Here we go. All of my Lucasades are winning. Well, we're all winning together. This is amazing. Can everyone tap the like button? I know you don't like it. I know you don't want to hear it. I know you don't like when I say XRP is going down, but it is, and it was, and I was right. I know you don't like it when I say go defensive. Oh, it's boring. You're an old man. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, Warren Buffett's an idiot. We're all idiots. But there you go. Always beating the market. Please do tap the like button. Right, it's trimming again. Here we go. Didn't make it. I'm letting it run. I'm letting it go. I want to get 66.40. 9 cents. Now, if I get that, I can start buying back Ethereum now. Ethereum is dropping. XRP is still dropping. Bitcoin is dropping. The carry trade is a real issue. And if that comes, the market is going down 20%. 20%. Crypto will go down 80%. All right? I'm not just making this up. I don't want to be a doom and gloom guy. I just want to tell you how it is and consistently do it live with my real money, my real trades live in front of you. Holy moly. Here we go. 5 cents more to go. 5 cents more to go. Right, I've got to get over to here. I've got multiple screens going on now. This is a $600,000 trade. Not interested in that, Robinhood. Get out of there. Okay. I'm going to mark my 66.38. Here we go. We're coming into the money now. 66.38, 37. We've got, how much money have we got in buying power? This is getting very, very serious very quickly. 2 grand in buying power. Okay, we're going to put 50 grand in now. We're going to reduce margin. We're at $250,000 now on margin. $250,000. I want to show you exactly how bullish I am. Look, hang on. Let me show you that. Not showing you anything on the screen. I can't show you. Look, can you see that? Look. Margin. $250,000. All right. So I am extremely confident, extremely convicted. I don't use multi-leverage like 10xing. I just simply use 1-for-1 on Robinhood. That's $250,000. So we're going to have $1 million by the end of the decade. In fact, we'll probably beat that now by several years. This could be 100 grand gain by the end of the year just on this one play. I was at 4 grand yesterday, 2 grand today. So here we go. We want, let me look at the overall market to get an indication. I'm trying to do multiple things. Let's have a look. So, up 2 grand now. The S&P is selling off. This could go down 10%, 20% if we get a carry trade. Virgin Galactic is short squeezing. Like we said. Palantir, insane, 1,000 times earnings. You are an idiot if you buy that. I don't care if you don't like me saying you're an idiot. If you pay 1,000 times earnings, you are an idiot, right? Gold is now spiking again. Volatility is coming in. Amazon is now tanking. Here's the tech. Remember I said yesterday, last hurrah and then a sell-off. It's happening right now. Enphase, Coca Cola is up. J&J, defensive, soaring. Oil going down. Tesla going down. McDonald's, defensive, going up. Google, going down, 1.53. Microsoft, down, 0.37. Look at this. Meta, down 2%. Nvidia is still pushing up to the $200 target. I said this was the best value of the tech stock. This can still do $200 despite everything else. Walmart, defensive, now going up. Tilray Brands, who the hell bought this yesterday? On a tweet from Donald Trump, made 40%, now it's all selling off. Rubbish. I told you there was no fundamental reason. Now you're all losing your money. Ridiculous. I told everyone, do not buy it. People don't listen. They buy it anyway. Robinhood got too expensive. Sensei warned you today, don't buy it. Too expensive. Rocket Lab selling off. Plug Power, Russian manipulation. Bitcoin still selling off. XRP still selling off. Ethereum still selling off. Back to Coca Cola. We are now at 66.34. 66.34. Now we're coming back into the trade. Here we go. 600 grand trade. Overall now, we are getting to, we are very close now. Very, very close now. It won't be much longer. We want 66.40. Right here, 66.40, we start trimming. And we start trimming large. And then we keep everything. All of this now is in the money. All of this is in the money. This is over $500,000, I beg your pardon, $250,000 in Coca-Cola. I can keep forever, earning me a very, very good stable income every single quarter. All right? But what I want to do is I want to sell everything up here, all right, and trim it all back to $250,000. Then I can use the $250,000, because I've got over $500,000, to start buying back XRP and crypto. All right? But I have to wait. We're nearly there now. We're 60. Here we go. Here we go. It's running like crazy. I might even move this up. Do you know what? I'm going to move this up. I'm going to move this up. I'm going to move this up now. I'm going to move this up and add it in here. 66. We are running now. We are running. Because what I want to do is really sell from the very, very top and pay no tax and pay off all my margin in one go. $250,000 in margin could be paid off here in minutes. And then I've got all the money in the world then to buy anything I want. Here we go. I'm going to keep everything below here. 66.35. Let's go back to here. Let's see what's moving. We've got our Coca-Cola going up. We've still got our Ethereum going down. XRP's going down. Bitcoin's going down. Yep. This is great. The S&P is starting to recover. So we'll get a slight slowdown now. We could have peaked for now, at least. But Coca-Cola is still running. Despite the S&P picking up now, it's still running. Let's have a look. This is very, very exciting. Wow. It's running way, way quicker than I thought it was going to run. Bloody hell, this is amazing. Every prediction I've given you now in the last 2 years has been spot on. The short squeeze from Virgin Galactic is happening. The carry trade is going to happen. The crash is going to happen. Bitcoin, I sold at the top of Bitcoin. Here we go, here we go. Come on, get in. Come on, beauty. Come on, 66.40. 66.40, we can start to trim. Oh my gosh, we can start to do it. I've just taken a photograph so I know what my average was. My average was 66.38. We want to bring this down now. We want to bring this down. Keep on going, Coca-Cola. Don't tell me that Coca-Cola can't run and make you money. It certainly can. It's a business that prints money. Ethereum trying to bounce back. XRP trying to bounce back, but it's weak. It's going back down again. Coca-Cola, back to Coca-Cola. 66.36, back to the trades. Once we hit 40, it gets very, very exciting. I might just keep pushing it up, because what I want to do is I want to keep $250,000 in Coca-Cola at the lowest averages, to give myself a passive income to regularly be able to buy crypto monthly or quarterly. I mean, I'll budget it monthly, but that's what I mean. 66.40. Look at all of this. Look at all of this now in the money from the bottom. I got as low as 65.39 using tax lots. Don't tell me tax lots doesn't make you money. You don't have to earn any more money. You don't have to have a large amount of money. You can do it through tax lot trading and accumulate. Remember, it's not about profit. I'm now going to sell for washes, make no money at all. All right. I'm just simply doing it to build up a position and then buy back more at lower and lower prices. I haven't got to earn money on YouTube. I haven't got to make profit. I haven't got to pay taxes. Here we go. We are very, very close now. Very, very close. I'm really, really happy with this now. At 40. Can we hit the 40s? Can we hit the 40s? I'm going to set this here for 40. There you go. $8 down, $13 down. Let's get to 40 and let's put 50 grand. Oh, sorry, this will be 36 grand. Let's put 36 grand in the bank. Let's put 36 grand in the bank, bring our $250,000 down to nearly 200,000. All right, let's bring that down. $8 down now. You can see it down there, $10 down. There's the tax lots there. 66.39. We're $8 down. Let's go back to our crypto because remember, we never sell until we know where we're going to go. XRP still down. Yeah, it's turning down again. So is Bitcoin. The S&P, I think it's going to sell off again in a moment. I'm not showing you it. Beg your pardon. There you go. Bitcoin, XRP, yeah, all down. Down she goes. Back to there. Here we go. We're so close. I want 66.40. Now, don't forget, I don't have to sell here. I don't have to sell. I'm just trimming and then buying back lower. $19 down now. $16 down now. How many people are watching? 114 people. 114 likes. Please tap the like button, folks. You will not see more open, honesty, transparency on YouTube. I'm not trying to sell videos. I'm not a YouTuber. I simply broadcast on YouTube TV. I made my fame and fortune touring the world as the world piano man. I'm not here to sell videos. I'm not here to make friends. I hope I make friends, but I'm here to tell you the truth that I can go to bed at night and my wife, Leah, can tell me, Martyn, you've done a good job today. I'm here to help people. I'm not here to hold your hand. I'm not here to tell you to buy crypto because it sells videos. I go live. I'm accountable. You're in the chat with me. This is my real money. I will be at $1 million within the next couple of years. This is serious money. I don't short the market. I don't do options. You're seeing everything for real, live on the screen. Please do tap the like button. If you don't like it, then you just don't want the honest truth, and then this isn't for you. Go and watch something else. I've got no time for you at all. All right. I don't suffer fools here. We got a few idiots that watch this channel every day. We've got a few idiots every day who watch the channel, and every day they say you're talking rubbish, even though everything is on screen, fully verified. They say I'm talking rubbish, but yet they watch the show every single day, and every single day I beat the market. Right, here we go. 66.39. Now we are there. We are 2 cents away. 2 cents away. $2 cents away. 3 cents away. 2 cents away. What's our XRP and Ethereum? Ethereum is trying to come back. XRP is trying to come back, but weak. This story that people just don't understand is all over X. Oh, it's all over. No one understands. It's not about the ETFs. It never was. It's about the Ripple Bank. No one's paying attention to that. No one even talks about that. That requires too much discipline. Here we go. Scott, here we go. Yay. Come on. Oh, it was white. It was right there. It was there. Okay, here we go. I want 1 more cent. 1 more cent. Let me go back to the screen here. Let's get 41. We'll sell at 66.40. Yep. 66.39. 66.41. We'll put 36 grand in the bank. 39. 39, 40, 40, we want 41, 41. If you can now see, if you look here, You can see right at the bottom of the screen, I'm losing $19 if I sell these for a tax loss. Now, I want to bring my tax down. I can post that as a tax loss. It's been rejected now at 66.40 like 3 or 4 times. Again, I'm not a chart reader. I understand it. I'm just simplifying it. I don't care what the chart says. I'm looking at valuation here, and I'm just using tax loss. We have been rejected at 66.40. I can post a loss of $19. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. But there's no need to. It'll go back there again. $22 down now. 66.36. Let's not worry about that. Let's just get these sold, and then we can buy back lower, or we could start buying crypto if it's still down. $16 down now. Are we going to go again? If we can push through the 66.40, then I can reset this and start taking it up to the 66.68s. I'd much rather sell it up there. Obviously, then that would be awesome. Then my average would plummet, and my position would reduce greater, and my profit would be higher as well. So let's go back to the price. Let's see what the markets are doing. Ethereum is going down again. I told you it would. I told you it was weak, and it's going to go down faster. XRP is going down faster. There you go. It started to recover, and I went, no, it's going to sell again, didn't I? And it did. There you go. There it goes. I said the S&P would sell again. There it goes. There it goes. I know you don't want to hear this, but it is what it is. Numbers never lie. Banks information is always solid. My Bank of America information is solid. My White House press room contact is always solid. So is my Robinhood contact solid. And so are balance sheets, and so are fundamentals. They never, ever let me down. They never, ever let me down. Now then. Are we going to get this trade? I was right on the button. We're up over 2.5 grand. It was 4 grand yesterday. I'm up 0.95. The S&P is down 0.12. So I'm beating the market again. Coca Cola. Here we go. Now I'm feeling a slight rejection here. Now I'm feeling a slight rejection. So what I'm going to do is, here we go. 66.38. I've got my finger on the 40s, 66.40s. Come on, 1 more cent. Right. I'm going to click done. I'm going to click review. And all I've got to do now is swipe up. Swipe up. So what we're going to do, we're going to flip between this screen here. It's going to happen now. We're going to get 66.40. We're going to get a wash. We'll post no profit, no loss, but my average should come down. And I put 30 grand or whatever it is back in my portfolio, reduce my margin, and then I can buy anywhere back or start to accumulate XRP, as everyone now is getting liquidated and losing all their money. There we go. Now it's going again. I could sell it here. I'm feeling rejection here. I'm feeling rejection here. So I'm feeling rejection here. 41. We're making money. We're making money. Swipe up. Swipe up. Swipe up. Swipe up. There we go. We did it. We did it. We actually sold for a profit. Average price of 66.41. I just broke it and I made a small gain. Doesn't matter. People are going to go, why did you spend like 50 grand to make $2? What I just did was lower my average. And I've put back in the bank now. I've put back in the bank. Now I'm up on Coca Cola. Now then, what is my average now? What is it may have not gone down. 66.38. I think it's the same. My screenshot was, no, it's exactly the same. My average has remained the same, but now I've got 458 in the main account, 50,000 in the Roth IRA. So I've got still $510,000 of Coca-Cola. Right, and now we are getting rejection here. We are getting rejection. So now if I go to my portfolio, you can see I've got 38 grand in buying power. So I've reduced my margin from 250 grand to 210. Quite a size, right? That's a difference of about $1 a day, something like that, right? No, about $2 a day in margin interest. So I've gone from 250, $250,000 down to 210. All right, so I've reduced my margin. I'm still up. I've now got 2,400 up today. I made $4,000 yesterday. My average has remained the same. It didn't actually reduce my average, but I am now, for the first time, I've built a position where I'm now in the money on Coca Cola. Now I'm going to earn about $1,400 a month now on dividends. With the size that I've got, I know I get paid quarterly, but that's what I'm going to get. I've currently got 920 being paid out to me on this account, 300 on the other account on the 1st of October, which is tomorrow. That'll go in and that'll reduce my margin. And now I've got a position I don't need to sell because now I've got an income. I can buy XRP and Bitcoin regularly. Now when I started buying this about 3 weeks ago, and I sold at the top of the XRP and Bitcoin, and everyone said I was silly for selling. Well, I saved about 10 grand in where we dropped on crypto, and I bought the Bitcoin Coca Cola, and I started using tax lots. I started around 67.80. We're now at 66.38. So even though we have had a week of that selling off, and we've had a year, where is it? The 1 year. The 1 year, now nearly 8%. We were only 9%. I'm now, despite all of that, just with using tax lots, I'm now in the money. And I've got $500,000 I don't ever need to sell. I can leave that alone now at a nice average. I can let that just ferment beautifully and pay me a really good income every single month, even though it's quarterly. I'm just averaging it down over the month. And I can start buying back. So I can leave Coca Cola alone. I was right. We got rejection at 66.40 for today. So I can forget that now. I can walk away. I've got 36 grand in my pocket. I can go, or 38 now as it turns out. I've got 38 grand in my pocket, and now we can go shopping. We are getting rejection now. And again, you don't have to complicate charts. People make charts so bloody complicated and make up all these names for silly patterns. If you understand the value of the business, what the business is worth per share, you understand where it trades based upon fundamentals, not chart history or chart momentum. I don't care, all right? So I don't need a load of lines and complicate it and, I can see the divergence and the resistance and the support and the RSI. I don't care about any of that, all right? So now let's go look at the market and see what's going on. Let's bring back our positions here. We've got our next review to do as well coming up. We've got 2.5 grand up. Nice. S&P starting to recover a bit. Don't forget, I want to start buying back the S&P, but not yet because we're going to get a crash. We're going to get a correction. I want to buy back the S&P around about the 550. Not buying it here. Virgin Galactic is in the midst of a short squeeze, 100% delivered, 100% promised. Palantir, still ridiculous. Idiots buying this. People go, you can't call me an idiot. Well, if you pay 1,000 times earnings for anything, you're an idiot. So, sorry about that, but there it is. Gold going up. Amazon going down. Selling off. Apple going up. Enphase Energy still down. Coca Cola now running like crazy. Now, was I wrong to sell? No, of course I wasn't. I want to own below these prices. I want to sell all of these for washes on the way up. I want to keep all that's below, and I can sell any of these above and buy back lower. I don't need $500,000. Remember, this is going to make me, I'm going to have 600 grand just by it going up to like 10, 20%. I don't need to own any more. I want to trim it. It's too large. I want to buy back the S&P. I want to buy back some XRP and Bitcoin. All right. So Coca-Cola is now on a run. We can forget all about it. We don't even need to look at it ever again. We've got the low. We've got the bottom. It's now reversing. The trend has changed. We're going defensive. We've got the market on the edge of a collapse. This is going to keep running all the way to $80. I haven't even got to look at it. I just enjoy owning it for the sheer sake of the dividends. And as we get to the higher levels, I can sell more and just keep trimming it down. I don't have to worry about this anymore. J&J, defensive, going up to $200. Chevron Oil, going down. Tesla, selling off. McDonald's, down slightly. Google, down. Microsoft, down. Meta, selling off quickly. Nvidia, you see this? I keep saying $200. Now, people say, isn't this really expensive? No, it's not. If you look at the forward PE and the balance sheet and its customers, it's better valuation than Microsoft and Google and Meta combined. So even though the S&P is going to sell off, and even though we could have a crash, which I believe there's a very good chance we will. I can't be certain of it, but it looks like we are. Nvidia can run to $200. Remember, I've always said, don't trade Nvidia, own Nvidia. Well, there it is. There it is, right there. So Walmart going up. Tilray sold off after all the BS news yesterday. Now then, let's go back to Plug. Bitcoin still selling off. XRP still selling off. I wonder where I can buy it back. Should I buy it back now? I'm running a poll in the chat. 476 votes. Is it time to buy back XRP? 67% of you say yes. I say 67% of you are wrong. It's too early. It's going to go a lot lower. Ethereum is now selling off big. Am I glad I'm out of that? All right? Am I glad I'm out of that? My God. Right. 2,800. We're up. Beating them. I'm up. Bloody hell. Look at this now. The market, the S&P 500 is down 0.19. I'm beating the market again. And I'm only in Coca Cola. 100%. I don't own anything. I've got $200, 200 shares of Vertical Aerospace, $1,000. That's it. Every single penny, 100% is in Coca Cola. Every single penny. Look. 99.76. So, conviction does work. Time in the market is correct, but timing the market is even more powerful. If you buy, remember the Liberation Day when I kept buying and everyone was selling and I used tax lots, I made 70 grand within about 3 weeks. And everyone said I was crazy buying the market. I made more money on Liberation Day and now I'm going to make even more. I'm going to make 100 grand on this one. The banks give me the right information. There's your rejection. Look for 66.40. Doesn't like it. Not today. So I was right to sell. The banks have been testing. Bank of America, I talk to regularly. They've been testing XRP for ages. Reverse engineer it. They know how to do it. They can do it. But people that buy XRP have no clue why they bought it. Oh, payment system. They regurgitate all the noise they hear online from idiots. They regurgitate it. They don't understand it. They just go, payments, rails, this, that, other, blah, blah, blah. Rubbish. All that's rubbish. All of that is noise. Where the money is for XRP is when it gets burned for every transaction for the Ripple Bank. That's it. No more. End of story. Nothing more exciting than that. A bank being efficient. A bank making profit. That's it. Like Robin Hood. That's it. That's all there is. And XRP has been copied now. You will see that banks will copy it. Is it all over for XRP? No, it's not. Now I'll buy back more than anyone. And it keeps selling off. XRP's down today, 1.44. It's selling off again. Ethereum is going down again. People don't understand what they own. They've got no idea. Right. Now we're going to have the sell-off for Coca Cola. And I don't think XRP is low enough yet. I don't think enough people understand it yet. I'm going to buy back more Coca Cola with this discount coming now. Shep says, be more positive and have more faith in people. What do you mean, Shep? I am the most positive person in the world. I always get it done. I work 12-hour days. I always deliver my promises. I always do what I say. I've been sitting here for 4 years, 12 hours a day, growing the most honest channel on YouTube TV. We've got the silver plaque, the gold plaque's on the way. We're growing, we're doubling our rate of growth every month. 98% of our live viewers are members. I am positive. I'm the most positive person you'll ever wish to meet. But I don't have faith in people. Most people are stupid. Most people are sheep. Most people read false information. It's human nature. That's just the way it is. I'm not going to lie to you. This is why only 400 people are watching. When I was saying all great news, and remember, I am saying great news for XRP. I am. But people don't understand it because it's not on the thumbnail. Buy XRP. It's going to the end of the moon. So they don't watch. If I put buy XRP, it's going to the moon, I'd have about 3,000 people watching right now. That's how stupid people are. I am more bullish on XRP than anyone sitting here because none of you understand it. It's the bank. And I know it's the bank because I speak to the banks. So there you go. And at the end of the day, don't judge me on my winnings, judge me on my losses because there are so few. I've not lost. There's 3 trades here I've lost. 3. The first one was Virgin Galactic on purpose to show you can't move the stock. And the second 2 were sold for losses when I said I'm selling my Ethereum, Bitcoin and XRP because it's going a lot lower. So it was a loss. But it saved me 10 grand. But I've marked them down as losses. I said to you that Coca Cola was going to beat the market. It did. I told you I would end up with $1 million of Coca Cola. I've now got 600 grand. I told you to get to 100,000 subscribers before we ended our 4th season. We did. I've said to you we'll get to 1 million subscribers in 2 years. We will. I said we'll be the first 1 billion YouTube channel in the world. We will. We grew faster to 100,000 than Mr. Beast, the biggest channel in the world. I said 6640 was rejection without looking at complex charts with millions of lines all over it. Why do I know that? Because I know who's buying. I know what people think about it. I know who's buying back. This morning, ranked on the institutions, the biggest investors in the world on Coca Cola, I was 32 out of 47. I had one of my idiots, you know who I'm talking about. I'm not even going to name him because he loves when I name him. Sent me an email and told me, "You're a bloody idiot. How arrogant are you to think that you are a whale in Coca Cola? To think that you own you're 32 out of 47 institutions in the world. How arrogant and stupid are you?" I didn't reply to him. I just blocked him. He keeps creating new emails. So I'll show you. Because people don't believe it. And that's all right. That's all right. You can believe what you want. Hedge funds. These are the hedge funds. These are the hedge funds who own Coca Cola. Some of them I now speak to. Right at the top. If we search by total shares, I will sort it by total shares. Number 1 in the world, Warren Buffett, with 400 million shares. These are the biggest investors in the world on Coca Cola. And I am 32 out of 47 that own the stock. I'm not an institution. I'm a retail investor. I understand that. But if I scroll down the list, I had over 8,000 shares, which was 600 grand a few moments ago. And in a moment, I'll end up buying back even more. I anticipate getting $1 million worth of Coca Cola just in one stock. Right? So if we scroll down and we get to here, show all. There we go. Institutions down here. There you go. Institutions down there, 8,000 shares. That institution there has 8,000 shares. That's their total shares. That's what I had and what I do have. And I'll buy even more in a minute. And that is 32 out of 47. Now, this idiot also said to me, "Oh, well, you're an idiot." Okay, fine. I'm an idiot. beating the market every day. I'm right on my predictions. I'm an idiot. I've got nearly $1 million in portfolio now, all from $5,000. I'm an idiot. He says, ChatGPT gets it wrong. Google gets it wrong. Well, yes, it probably does. But the filings are the filings. And 32 is 32 out of 47, no matter how much you rubbish it. But I also asked ChatGPT and Google, what is a whale in the retail space of Coca Cola? And it said several hundred thousand dollars invested up to $1 million. So I've also got that. 600 grand or whatever it is. So whichever way you slice it, looking at the filings or Googling or ChatGPT, I am a whale in Coca Cola. I'm sorry you don't like it, but it is what it is. Right. Anyway, let's get ready. Now then, now we can start to buy back more. Let's see where we are. Yeah, here we go. The big O. An arrogant, condescending idiot. Yep. If you think I'm an arrogant idiot, that's fine. I couldn't care less what you think, right? Fact is, I'm here to deliver and I get it done. Don't confuse the big O, right? You're not that big O, are you? You're not even a member of the channel, just some idiot coming in the channel and talking nonsense. Don't confuse arrogance with passion. Now, when I started to tour my theatres, I toured all over the world. I was voted by Sir Elton John as the world piano man. I toured all over the world. I've hired the best theatres in the world. London Palladium, the Blackpool Grand. I've done a Vegas show. And when people first met me, they thought I was arrogant. And then when they realised actually it's passion and commitment to delivering, they realised it's not arrogance at all. It's delivering. Some people would say it's narcissism. You can't be a leader without being a narcissist. It's impossible. A narcissist means you are the best for the job. Donald Trump believes he's the best person to lead America. Is he a narcissist? Of course he is. How can you not be a narcissist? How can you not have an ego if you believe that you're the right person for the job? When I say I'm the right person for the job, it's because I build relationships with the people that make the difference. And we get it done. We're not here to make friends. Certainly people like this, the big O's, nothing big about him at all, right? An arrogant, condescending idiot. Well, I'm an idiot that's winning every day, so you can say what you like. My wife loves Dr. Pepper. Is here no admin? Is here no admin? I don't know what that means. Can you show us what you know? What does that mean? Can you show us what you know? I show you everything. I answer every question. I'm not fragile. Trust me. I want Martyn to succeed. Exactly. The loss was buying the crypto at the top to start. No, it wasn't. That wasn't wrong at all. I bought it at 38 cents. I made tons of money at the bottom. What are you talking about? I built my S&P on my XRP. It's not true at all. Right, where are we now? So we've got Ethereum now selling off again. We've got Bitcoin selling off. We've got XRP selling off. We've got Coca Cola now running on another run. It didn't go low enough for me to buy more. I was about to buy some more, but it hasn't gone low enough. I'd like to buy it back. It will later on today. In about an hour, I wouldn't be surprised if institutions, and I know I talked to a few now, I wouldn't be surprised if when we get to 66.45 or something like that, we drop to 66.20. And if we do, and I'm not looking at a chart, I'm just telling you what people are buying, I will buy back what I've just sold, about 30 grand, and lower the average. Let's wait and see if that happens. The loss was buying crypto at the top. No, it wasn't. It's a bad idea, and you called them all stupid. Don't strut around like you saying it was your right to sell. It was wrong to buy. No, it wasn't. Why was it wrong to buy so high if you think it's going to $10? If you are in XRP right now and you're holding XRP because you believe it's going to $10, then it's a contradictory of terms and it's an absurd notion to suggest it's too expensive to buy it for $3. Otherwise, why don't you sell it? If you're in XRP and you think it's going to $10, why is it wrong to buy it for $3? That's absurd. The very notion of that makes no sense. Near the bottom, made a good gain. Congratulations, Jeffrey. Sir, with all due respect, your trading strategy of the last few days makes 0 sense. How the hell does that make sense? You do not have a clue what you're talking about. Mr. Market is down because of the pending government shutdown. Mr. Market, Mr. Market is down because what are you talking about? How could you say my trading strategy doesn't work? I have built a portfolio of over $500,000 on Coca Cola by using tax lots, not paying any tax, reduced my average, got more at lower prices, and you're saying it doesn't make any sense. And yet now I've built a portfolio of Coca Cola now, and I'm up already now 410. Every percent is about $5,000. Plus I'm earning all those dividends. What are you talking about? How can that possibly not make sense? Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you, and you're not a member, but I'm going to give you the opportunity to call in and challenge me. Right? This is the only show you're going to get this. There is the link to call in. There you go. If you wish to challenge me, anybody that is a member or non-member, if you wish to challenge my trading strategy, that didn't work, that I'm wrong, call in. Ask me any question you want. As long as you don't swear and you're rude, ask me anything you want and challenge me on anything that I've done here in the last few days. Now then, if you're so big and so smart and so clever, then call in. I'm giving you the floor. I'm giving you a YouTube channel with over 100,000 subscribers. There is the link. Click on the link. You don't require any software. You don't require any security measures, any passwords. Click on that. Call in. Don't be an idiot. Well, if you want to be an idiot, that's fine. The world will see you be an idiot. But if you want to challenge me, ask me a question on anything whatsoever, please feel free. And I'll answer it live on the show in front of everybody. All right? Unedited, unscripted. I won't delete it. I won't hide from it. There you go. This channel has become very toxic and negative. Why? Because you're losing money? It's not toxic at all. My Lucasades, my members are consistently winning, consistently making money. Right, I've got my first challenger. Here we go. I've got a gentleman here who'd like to ask me a question. So please be respectful, be polite. I'll bring you on the screen. Here we go. Here's guest number 1. So welcome to the show. Sania, good afternoon to you, sir. How are you?
So, hey, how you doing?
I'm very well. What's your question?
Great. So, my question is, I don't really have too much of a question. I'm a little disappointed that you sold your XRP.
Why?
You sold it just simply because you sold it for a loss.
Yeah, and I saved $10,000.
Oh, then because it kept going down. You're saying?
Correct.
I see.
And then that went against my tax. And then that went against my tax. So at the end of the year, I pay less tax, and now I can buy it back cheaper. And I used the money to buy Coca Cola, which has now made me money.
Okay, interesting. Okay, I see. That was my only thing. Like, just like the thought of selling for a loss when I could have just waited, to then, pull out for a gain. Selling for a loss is always never the thing that I would want to do.
No, but hedge funds and institutions sell for losses all the time because it offsets their gains. There's a very good reason, a good strategy to sell for a loss. But also, if you buy a stock here, let's just make it simple. If you buy an asset here and it's going down, and it did go down, I was right. We agreed with that. It did go down. Okay. So you sell for here for a small loss, but you save 10 grand and you buy it back here, you make more money, right?
You make more money. Yeah.
Right.
Very true.
So what is wrong with doing that?
No, I just needed you to explain that to me, why you sold for a loss. Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. And if you like a business, if you like an asset, whatever you might do, and you can hold it because there are dips in the market. You can hold it for a future gain.
And accumulate more.
Absolutely. Nothing wrong with doing that. However, if you're very confident, because I literally talk to Bank of America, Robinhood, I've got some contacts at Ripple now, and I talk to people. I don't pay any attention to what's on X or everyone trying to get clicks and views and the end of the world's coming or it's going to $1 million tomorrow or it's whatever. I just talk to the people that actually own the businesses. I interview CEOs on the show. I've got a whole series of Meet the CEOs on the show. I've called them up live on the show. I talk to those people and I could see that XRP was going to sell off, and it did. So I looked at Coca Cola as a defensive play because I think that we're going to have a crash, not because I want it or I want to create negative videos, just because I can see that's what it looks like. Then I want to sell, even if it's a loss, because to buy it back at a better price. Well, it worked out that way.
Makes sense. I'll be adding that aspect and way of thinking into my trading strategy.
Well, as long as you know what you own, though. You see, are you an XRP investor?
Oh, I would consider myself a maxi.
You're all in. Okay, so so you tell me, and I like XRP too. I understand it like you. I think it's great. I want to own it, but I want to own it at the right price when there's nothing better else in the market. Like for me, it was Coca Cola right now. So, what is it that you like about XRP? Why do you want to give your hard-earned money to a trade in XRP? What is it you like? Tell me what it is.
I believe it fixes an actual problem that we have. How much it costs to transfer money, cross-border payments, big amounts of money, millions of dollars. It costs a lot of money to send that amount of money.
Great. Who does it cost money to?
To the sender.
Yeah, but who actually benefits from it costing money or saving money?
From saving money would be, for the sender, it would be, instead of having to pay a couple, 30 grand for trying to send a couple $100,000, you would save that cost sending it through XRP.
You're saying it costs a few $100,000 to send a few $100,000 or whatever it is. How do you send money? Have you ever sent money abroad?
No, so let's say you go to wire transfer. Let's say you're trying to transfer a couple $100,000. It's going to cost you maybe 10 grand to send that.
What makes you think that?
Oh well, I've seen it. I live in the U.S. and I've seen transfers from somebody that I know that has businesses in Ecuador. And them doing wire transfers, they were showing me like the cost of sending that amount of money.
Okay, not discrediting the information that you've been given or the friends you've got, but have you ever done it yourself?
No, I have not. No,
okay,
I have not.
I do it all the time. I've got a bank account in Norway, Europe, England, Canada. And I can send money using what's called it's called Swift. It's not the Swift system. It's an app on my phone. And I can send money to my UK bank for free anytime I want.
Oh wow!
This has been around for years.
How long does it take?
Instant, 1 second.
Oh, it's instant.
Do you know how it works? This is how it works.
So it's like a Zelle?
No, better than Zelle. How it works is this: there's no transaction fees, and the XE rate is always flat. So there's no profit or loss made for the bank the way they trade exchanges, right, and currency. The way it works is this: it's been around forever, but no one ever looks at this. It's like a thing that businesses use all the time, but you'll never hear anyone talking about it. It's so unsexy, so uncool, but it's people use it all the time. What happens is this: I'm in the US, you're in the UK. I want to give you some money. And you want to send me some money or send somebody else some money. So rather than me send you my dollars and you send me your pounds, and then there's all this energy, there's all this transactions going on. What happens is this: I send my dollars to the border. Let's just put the border here on this blue line, right? I send my dollars to here. You're on your side of the screen. I can't get into your camera, but you send me your pounds up to the edge of your screen. Okay. You don't actually send it into dollars. You don't actually send it into America. You just go to the edge of the border. And what happens then is the technology looks at all the transactions on both sides of the border, and rather than swap over, We just swap the trade. So you're going to be receiving, I'll use that money. I'm going to be sending, we'll keep that money. So it never actually does the full transaction. That's been around for ages. And I've been able to send money all around the world for ages doing that for free, instantly. So when you say it solves a problem,
there's just some people don't know of these.
Exactly. So because you don't know about it, doesn't make it wrong. It just, you don't know about it, right?
Yeah.
So when I talk to Bank America, the people that are actually buying XRP, they've been reverse technology. They've been working out how it works to do it themselves. When you say it costs money, what you should be saying is, how much money does it save or cost the bank? Because it's the bank who are going to make the money from the transactions. What's that noise?
It's the static is starting to break up.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if I disconnect from the internet.
Oops, I think I might have lost you. Oh,
yeah. The signal's getting on my stuff now.
Yeah, it's making a funny noise. But anyway, not to worry. The point is...
Well, all right. Thank you so much for answering my questions.
Good luck to you.
Have a great day.
Thank you very much for calling in. Thank you for being brave and calling in. Most people don't call in. Very cool. Very cool. Thank you. There you go. There was somebody who wanted to know the answer. He called in, right? So if you've got an opinion, you want to challenge me, you want to ask a question, call in. Let me give you the link again. Now, what I was trying to say was this swaps over. It swaps over the trade, so you can do this already. It's been around for years. I've been sending money for years. Doesn't cost me any money at all, and it's instant. So you don't have to have... When I spoke to him, he said, it solves a problem. That's not what crypto's for. It's not about it solves a problem. The problem's already solved. It's about, if you're going to buy XRP, you're buying it because you want to make money as an investment. So how do you make money from an investment? Well, it has to make money. How does it make money? It gets used by the banks, not adopted, like a favorite word everybody uses, but controlled by the banks. They use it themselves. They use the technology themselves, and they can be more profitable to outperform other banks. So where Ripple comes in is when Ripple starts becoming a bank and it burns its own XRP for those transactions. That is how XRP and Ripple make money. Okay, so this technology is not the reason to buy it. And I'm so glad that he called in. Did you see the other person that was calling me an idiot and arrogant and a dick and stupid? He didn't call in, did he? They never do. They never do. They just sit there and shout and do absolutely nothing. This person here, Gerardo, your strategy doesn't make sense. Call in. Ask me anything you want. Please do. I've put the link in the chat. I'm inviting you to call in and challenge me. Of course my strategy makes sense. I'm beating the market. Again. I know you don't like it, and it's not popular, but it is what it is. And if you'd done what I've done, you'd have made money too. This channel has become very toxic and very negative. It's nothing toxic about it. But when we don't suffer fools. We're not here to just talk nonsense. We're not here. I saw the amount of people unsubscribe from me because I said that XRP was going down. I don't care. It is going down. It did go down, and now I can buy more of it. If you'd listened to that information, you could have made more money. XRP is the holy grail of crypto. I think that's going a little bit too far, in my opinion. Coca Cola is going to go again early. Coca Cola is going to go again early. What do you mean early? I don't want to sell at the top for a profit. I want to sell for washes. I want to buy back more on the way down. What do you mean I sold too early? I didn't sell too early, did I? How did I sell too early? I'm constantly going up. What do you mean? The back and forth is classic consolidation. It's the market catching its breath before the next move. Nothing to panic about. I don't agree, Matthew. I think we're at the edge of a crash. I think we're at the edge of a major correction. I think we're at the edge of a carry trade. I think you're wrong. I don't think it's just catching its breath. It hasn't even moved yet. It's just starting to move. I think Martyn is doing a lot of people. I think Martyn is doing a lot for people, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Shep. Rashima, I think if you don't like what you hear, then why are you still here? I know, it's crazy. Some of my biggest trolls watch every single show all day, every day. Can you imagine being that weird that you watch something you hate? I don't like American football. I find it boring. Just stops and starts all the time. People on iPads, Justin Timberlake doing a halftime show. I ain't got time for it. I want action, like in soccer. I don't see it. So I get bored. Can you imagine me going to an American football game and sitting amongst a load of American football fans going, this is rubbish, when they're all cheering it? I wouldn't go, would I? Why? Because I wouldn't want to upset everybody and tell everybody it's rubbish when they love it, because that makes me an idiot. And two, what is more stupid than going somewhere to make myself feel miserable on purpose? And that's what my trolls do. They watch the show every day just to moan. I don't know why. Does it make their miserable lives better? What's the sense of that? That's what people do. CD Photos and Fine Arts, BCT, is pure comedy. I'm not sure what you mean there. Do your own research, lazy ass. Join us, OG Crypto Bros, and you'll see real money. Oh yeah, that's what we want. That's what we want. We want to join the bros. Do you know why only 1% of ladies watch the Bros channel? 1% of crypto channels have 1% ladies watch. We have 30%. You know why? Because the ladies don't want to watch the Bros channel. Talking rubbish, making up nonsense, stupid nonsense, losing money, hyping each other up just to dump on each other. No credibility, absolute rubbish. So yeah, go and watch the Bros channel on your own. If you think you're doing awesome, look out for the retail investors that need guidance in the space. Some of us never had anyone tell or teach us on. If you think you're doing awesome, look out for the retail. I am here for all of my members. I'm here live every day. I'm answering your question right now. Is Crypto Wallet probably has a big zero? It probably does. Westmade. Most of these people who chat like this in the chat never call in. They have nothing to add. They're always talking like they're stupid, and they don't achieve anything. Two wrongs don't make a right, Martyn. I'm fully aware that you are far more experienced and knowledgeable than most of us who follow you. It is one of the reasons I started following you and recommended. Thank you so much, KCNTT. What do you mean two wrongs don't make a right? What do you mean by that? Someone calling me an idiot and then me calling them an idiot? What if they are an idiot? What if they're wrong? Is it not my job to call people out so people know what's rubbish? I hold XRP, bought at 38 cents. Don't rely on payments to increase XRP value. As a new crypto reduce its USP, XRP holders need to look at DeFi as a way to create value, like putting it on Flare. I'm not so sure about that. This whole staking thing is, I tried it. I don't like it. It's dishonest. It's a nonsense. I don't like it. I tried it. It doesn't work. You are the one talking like you know better. Well, I'm only sharing with you the information I had, but it's backed up by my results. If I was sitting here telling you it was right to sell crypto and it was up, I'd be wrong. But I'm not. If I said to you it was right to buy defensive, buy Coca Cola, and it was down, I'd be wrong. But I'm not. If I was right telling you, if I was right about Bank of America buying XRP to learn how it works, and they wasn't, I'd be wrong. But I'm not. That's what they're doing. It is what it is. You know, I don't decide how the markets work. Our job is to win. Come on now, ego is not narcissism, says Jeffrey Diamond. Please stop. You're beginning to look like Trump. Please stop. You're beginning to look like Trump. -1 subscriber. See, this is the sort of nonsense. Look at this. Wooter, W, that's what he calls himself. He's just said he's unsubscribed. Except he hasn't, because he can't comment without subscribing. So Wooter, you're an idiot. You've just said to me, I've unsubscribed. Well, you haven't. You haven't, because you've just commented. So you haven't unsubscribed at all. And if you don't like it, I don't care whether you unsubscribe or not anyway. Do you still think Nakamoto is involved? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I think Satoshi Nakamoto is very much involved with the Russian officers of Putin. Yes, I do. I've got good evidence to believe it. To kick them off, I'm spot a buyer, nothing for me to stress about. Block negative comments. No, I love it. It's fun, isn't it? I love it. Let's get through some of these. There's so many comments now. Let me get through. Martyn's 100% right. Don't know how people are not agreeing with him. I mean, the results are the results. I mean, this is what's so crazy. People say they'll say to me, the market's not going down. Market's not going down. The S&P's not selling off. Well, it is. XRP and Bitcoin's not going down. Well, it is. Coca Cola's rubbish. You can't make money out of Coca Cola. Well, made $4 yesterday, made $2 today. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. People are just stupid. They are, aren't they? People are stupid. Well, if I'm wrong, fight, there will be at least one winner. Well, if two wrong, fight, there will be at least one winner. Just me. I'm not sure I know what that means. Martyn, do you, no, never use stop losses, or are you an investor? Or do you trade without, no, never use stop losses. Stop losses is because you don't understand what you own. If you use stop losses, it's because you don't understand what you own. That's it. That's the only reason. You don't understand what you own, and you're scared of it going down. And when it goes down, you need to have an insurance policy. No, I never do stop losses. That's why I'm selling on the way up to reduce my position. I don't use a stop loss, ever. I'm just testing my super chats. There seems to be not working for some reason. Yeah, super chats is broken. Someone sending me a super chat. It's not coming up. I will fix that in a second. Oh, there we go. It's fixed now.
Kevin donated $61 through a super chat. This is a test super chat message.
So what I'll do, recent events, someone just sent me two, and I'll replay them. Trump is about to make an announcement.
He donated $2 through a super chat. Trump is about to make a major announcement.
Is he? Let me go and have a look. If he is, I'll cover it for you. Live. Ah, yes. Yes, you're absolutely right. He is. We're going to cover Trump's announcement. Yeah, there we go. Trump is about to make an announcement. We'll cover it. Thank you very much for alerting me. I do appreciate it very, very much indeed. I've got to reschedule my next event. I've got an event here, which is obviously delayed now. My next live event, where is it? This is probably going to be later in the day. Let me put this back, say 2 o'clock. Okay. Let me make sure I've got this right. Yes, I've rescheduled that, so we're all good there now. So over the last few days, we've lost a number of subscribers. They've said, you're talking rubbish. Crypto's not going down. It is. XRP investor said, I hate you. You're saying XRP is going down. Well, it is. And people unsubscribed. They unsubscribed. Now, the question is, now we've got rid of the idiots. Are we now going to gain subscribers? For people that don't want to follow nonsense and want to come back, well, because they want information that helps them, not just makes them feel good. I don't know what feeling good about losing money does, but anyway, that's what people do. Let's have a look. This is my live subscribe account. I don't know what it will be until I click on it, right? Let's have a look. Up or down? Maybe it's gone back up. There you go. So people unsubscribed and now they're coming back. Because at the end of the day, nobody wants to lose their money by joining a bro club. What's the point of that? I'm trying to help you. Frodo, I am trying to help you. I am not stealing from you, Frodo Baggins. I am trying to help you. Woo! I'm trying to help people. And I'm beating the market, making money. So there we go. Let me come to some more comments. So Chief Wiggum, no, I never use stop losses. Never, ever. Remember, the stock market is not a place for you to make money. It's a place for the brokerage and the hedge fund to make money. So every piece of mechanics built into it is there to make them money. Stop losses get you to trade. When you trade, you make money. If you put a stop loss, you're using a chart because you're thinking everybody sells here, everyone buys here. I don't do that. You've seen me do it today. You've seen me show you precise numbers and win every time without a fancy chart because I'm talking to the people that are buying it. So I don't want to put a stop loss where the chart says so, and the moment it hits it, it sells, and then it goes up without me. That's crazy. I want Coca Cola to go down. The difference is I know what I own. I don't care about the share price. If you put a stop loss in, you're focused on the share price. I want my businesses that I own to go down so I can buy more. Now I've just sold some tax lots. I've got 40 grand here. I want to spend it. I want to spend it. I want Coca Cola to crash back down. Because it still makes money, it still pays me in dividends, it's not changed. I just want to buy back more at a lower price, lower my average, improve my position, and grow my position. That's what I want to do. So I actually want this to go down. Whereas most people go, I want my stock price to go up. No. The business still makes money, regardless of the stock price. If it goes to like 1 cent, right, I'll buy all of it and I'll never sell it. Or James Quincy, the CEO of Coca Cola, he'll buy more of it. They'll start buying it back. It doesn't matter. I want it to go down. That's the very definition of investing. So no, Chief, I do not use stop losses. XRP dead. XRP is fading now. It is. But I think it's because people don't understand what XRP is. They don't understand what it is. They're making huge mistakes.
Wade donated 20 Swedish krona through a super chat. Hey Martin, what entry are you looking for on XRP?
I'd like to buy XRP back at a value where I believe Ripple would buy it back. Because the only way XRP makes money is the Ripple Bank. Not traders buying and selling. None of that means anything. The $1,000 going to $1 million, all that is rubbish, right? I want Ripple to own this as their reserve. What price would Ripple buy this back and hold it and then lock it away? forever and use it to run the Ripple bank. What price would they buy? Well, when I talk to Ripple and people there, they never tell me that. I've no idea. So that's all I care about. The price on the screen means nothing. So what price would I buy it back at? Well, when I believe the crash is coming to an end. We haven't started yet. That's the price to buy it back. Whatever price that is. The crash hasn't started. Defensives are gaining speed. There you can see from my portfolio. The S&P is just starting to roll over. It's just starting. The carry trade hasn't happened yet. The correction hasn't happened yet. We're just teetering around at the moment. We're playing. So the answer to your question is, Wade, I don't know the price where XRP will bottom. I don't know. But I am going to focus on the macro conditions, the banks and everything else. We're waiting for Donald Trump, by the way, to speak. We're going to cover that in a second. When I sense that the bottom is approaching, whatever price that is, and I don't know what number that is, or not, I don't mean the bottom, I mean the bottom of the crash, not the bottom of the XRP. I've got no idea what that price is. When I think that the correction is over, it could last a few weeks, and we haven't started yet, and we got results of the carry trade, that's the point I'll start buying back speculative assets. I don't know what that point is yet. So that's why I'm trimming now my Coca Cola on the way up. We're up $3,000 now. My God. $4,000 yesterday, $3,000 today. My all-time high was it 92? 292? 294. Another all-time high when crypto and the S&P are going down. How about that? Right. We're waiting for Trump to speak. Let's see if I can go back and trim some more Coca-Cola. No, not yet. My next tax lots will be around about trade, sell, shares, tax lots. Here we go. We're nearly all green now. Look, nearly everything's green. So what we want to do is we want to start selling at 66.68. We want to get our money back at 66.68. Can you see that? So we want to sell all of this. If we sell all of this, 68, there we go. We can start putting in about 100, 200 grand back in the portfolio. We can wipe out our margin, completely wipe out the margin, and then we can buy back anything we want. And then we can hold all of this below. In fact, if I sell all of this is going to be hit now very, very quickly. If I sell all of this for a wash on the way up, I don't want to sell for profit. I don't want to pay any more tax. Can't really afford it. It's crazy. Sell all of this. They are. Can you see? That's 157,000, right? See that figure down the bottom? That's 157 grand. That just about wipes out the margin. What's the margin now? About 200? Yeah. Nearly wipes out the margin completely. Sell all of this. Now, as it starts going up, which it will, the highest is 67.72. We're going to be there. We could be there any moment because we got $80 target by the end of the year. We could sell all of this, and then we've still got about 250, well, actually be more than that by that point. When we got up to here, it'd be about 300, 350, 400 grand still in Coca Cola. Well, that's crazy. And I can pay off all the margin and own it all. So we'll just wait for that. We're waiting for Trump to speak. He's not started yet. Let's do some more questions. Porto Santos says, don't waste your time with stupids. I enjoy it. It's funny. It's funny. Martyn, do you use stop losses? No. Chief, would you like to call in and ask me about it? And we can have a conversation. You can do that. Don't sell your soul to save your soul. To all the losers out there, learn to lie in your own results. To all losers, what the heck is this? To all losers out there, learn to lie in your own results. What do you mean, more monkey business? What does that mean? Martyn, no, I keep answering that. I keep answering it. Bitcoin can possibly be a Russian Trojan horse. I do think there is definite evidence to support this claim that Russia is behind Bitcoin. Trump is about to make a major announcement. I'm waiting. He hasn't started yet. Okay. Nvidia just broke again, past its record. Yep. Nvidia, I said Nvidia will go to $200 despite a market crash, but it's one stock. How high did it get? 187. There you go. Very close to my target now. I told you. I'm loving it, Martyn. Keep it up. You're welcome, mate. Just me. Going down. Is it a good time to buy back or wait and see? Vertical aerospace. Let's have a quick look at vertical aerospace. This is one that I own. I'm up 4% now. I was up 40%. Is it a time to buy vertical aerospace? Yes, it is. But remember, this is very speculative. Look, I'm up 4% now. I'm only putting $1,000 in at the moment because it's a 20x. I don't need to add loads and loads more. You got to leave this. This is a 5 to 10 year stock. You can't be impatient here. You have to wait here, right? This is not a 5-minute stock. You have to have patience. Wow, $3,000 yesterday. $3,000 did that. $6,000 now in 2 days. Can't wait for my favorite troll to come back and say, I don't know what he'll say to that. Yesterday, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. All right. I can't wait. You all know it is. Research and patience equals gains. Really, XRP dead? Please. Really, XRP dead? Please explain. I didn't say XRP was dead. When did I say that? Oh my gosh. Look at it now. People didn't listen this morning when I said it was going to go down lower. There's Ethereum. There's Bitcoin. What did I say to everybody? And you were going, no, it's a great time to buy. No. Look, you're even saying it now in the chat. Is it time to buy back XRP? 66%. And what did I say? You're all wrong. You're all wrong. It's going down even further. Look at it. Look at this. If you don't think a bubble's about to burst and the stock market's about to crash, you've never ever recognized it. Just bought 10,000 worth of XRP. Oh dear. Okay. Good luck. Media. I wouldn't have done that now. You can see the momentum of defensives. You can see the momentum of defensives. The market knows where the market's going. I would say the probability of a crash is 90%. I can't be certain. Many people would say there's already been a crash. I mean, look at it. I mean, you're down now 1.23 on the week. You're flat on the month. It's been going sideways. Well, you've been just holding and doing nothing. It's going down and it's gaining momentum. Thank you, James Douglas. People hate to hear the truth. George Babawi. They do. They crucified Lord Joshua for telling them, I don't know who that is. Who's that? No idea who that is. George? Martyn. Chief Wiggum, I keep answering your question about stop losses. No, I don't do it. I'm all in on XRP. I wouldn't do that. RX announcement. RX announcement. What do you mean RX announcement? I'm waiting for Trump. He hasn't spoken yet. Look. There we go. Major announcement. Hasn't happened yet. I agree. We are close to a crash. Lots of denial out there at the moment. That is just going to keep going up. I've been exiting all crypto positions over the few weeks, and will continue to do so. Yeah. It is what it is, I'm afraid. But that's just me. I think it's a mindset. You keep your money moving. Still money doesn't make you money. The bank have now grabbed the liquidity they need. Liquidity will start flowing into markets from the 1st of October. Do not agree with any of that. There is no extra liquidity in crypto until rates come down, and there's no reason why rates would come down now. The Fed are hawkish. So, I don't know what you mean there. Trump is just about to talk about new program for US citizens to buy meds. Is that what it is? Hello, Martyn. Greetings from Finland. Hello there. I've been watching your videos for a while now, and I like your style to deal with investing and always speaking common sense. Tero S. Thank you very much indeed. Lovely to have you here from Finland. A very interesting country. I've stopped there many times. I used to go to Helsinki. I remember at 4 o'clock in the morning arriving at a port. I forgot the name of the port now. And Viking Cruise Lines. And it was always dark in Finland, but a wonderful country. A lot of very exciting people, actually. In Finland. Thank you very much for being here. He's going to announce Hamas agreed to a peace treaty. Stock will react. I don't think so. We already know, and the stock hasn't reacted. It's not a catalyst, that one. Repricing gold. Chief Wiggum. You're repricing gold? What do you mean by that? What do you mean you're repricing gold? Trump's speech is about Pfizer. Everyone says Trump's speech is about something different. Is the war over? I love it. Trump's speech is about Pfizer. Everyone says it's about something different. I love it. Why don't we just wait until he speaks? Can you answer my super chat, Martyn? I don't think it went through. Let me have a look. Cameron Griffin. No, I had to reset things, didn't I? Cameron Griffin. Here we go.
Cameron Griffin donated $2 through a super chat. Martyn, what do you think about hockey? Go Dallas, star emoji.
The Dallas Stars. I'm not that too bothered about hockey either. I went ice hockey once, and I watched. Who did I go and watch? The Allen All-Stars, I think it was. Admittedly, they're not the Dallas Stars. They're not the pro level. They're the sort of minor leagues. Allen All-Stars, I think they were called. I think it was called that. And I didn't find it that entertaining, to be honest. I was asked to sing the national anthem for the halftime show, but no, I didn't enjoy it. I went with the Lions Club. We were on a fundraiser event, and I went down there and watched it, but I didn't actually enjoy it. I was quite cold, but then, you know, that's just me, innit? I guess if you're into it and you understand what's going on, yeah. I didn't get it. I didn't get it that much. I hope that answers your question. It's not a good answer though, is it? Good morning, Martyn. Stay strong, bud. Thank you, Jeff. Like your financial savvy. Thank you, Leroy Harrison. I'm going to subscribe. You are the best. The Little Lioness, another lady. We've got 30% now of our audience are ladies. I love that. I love that. I love when we get these bros come in and tell me I'm stupid because I'm buying rubbishy businesses and I don't know what I'm talking about. And I love the fact we have a 30% ladies. It's wonderful. I've never heard anything stupid from a lady investor, ever. Never stupid. They might not know something, they might know something or not know something, but it's never stupid. They never say stupid stuff, ever. I've never had a lady ask a stupid question or say a stupid thing. They're not in some sort of club. They invest to make money for their family. They don't invest to join a fan club with a baseball cap wearing back to front. I really, really do enjoy our female audience. War is over if you want it. Chief Wiggum, are you talking about John Lennon? I can sing you that song if you want. I might not show up always, but I'm always here. Thank you for the hard work, Jeff Pereira. Thank you for always being a member, Jeff. Does anybody want to win $2,000 in XRP? Anybody? If you do, let me know. And we're going to give away $2,000. The Frodo reference. I'm not trying to steal from you, Frodo Baggins. Trump will announce. Oops, Daisy. As he spoke, no, still waiting. Trump will announce a drug pricing deal with Pfizer. You simply the best, better than all the rest, Chief Wiggum. Thank you. Trump is going to talk about Pfizer. Thank you very much. I love how everybody knows what he's going to say. How do you know that? Lord of the Rings trilogy in cinematic masterpiece, and Sir McCallum is top notch. Yes, we are big fans here, me and Leah. We really do enjoy a little bit of Lord of the Rings, yeah. XRP, Ethereum selling off again. Bitcoin selling off again. All right. Oh, God. Coca Cola going up again. My portfolio making money again. Beating the market again. The S&P selling off again. I'm getting tired of being right now. It's just getting ridiculous. All right. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go have a cup of tea with my wife. I've been going for hours. No, we'll cover Trump first, shall we? Do you think there'll be a shutdown? I don't know. You can't tell. There's no way of knowing till the last minute. Will there be a shutdown? I honestly don't know the answer to that. It won't affect the stock market, though. It won't. What will affect the stock market is if Trump fires half of the workers, like he promised, and then we've got a bigger issue. But maybe that's what he wants to bring down interest rates. Let's just fire everybody. And now the unemployment is dropping and now we can fire people. I mean, it's not a good way to run the country, in my opinion, but we shall see what he does there. Do I think there'll be a crash? Well, it's already happening, really. It takes time for people to realize it's already happened. It's happened in crypto. It's happening in crypto. It hasn't, it's just more of a correction at the moment, but it's happening. You can see it happening in the S&P very clearly. But it hasn't gained momentum yet. The fact that defensive is going up so much, it's clear as day to me what's happening. What's your entry point for XRP? Well, like I've said, when I think that the crash is coming to an end, and it hasn't even started yet. So the S&P is going to, 10, 20%. Crypto's 50, 80%. Thank God I sold. I'd be down about 13, 14. Oh, God, no more than that. I had 150 grand. I'd be down about 30 grand by now. Rather than being up 6 grand, 3 grand a day for the last 3 days. So, I don't know. It's what it is. How much per quarter you get in dividends from Coke? I earn $1,400 a month. That's 3,000. What was it? I'll have to recalculate it. I think it's about 3,600 a quarter. I'll have to recalculate it. It's about 1,400 a month now. 15. It's going up. I just keep buying more. I'll recalculate it, but I think about 3.5 grand. 51 cents. Yeah, that's per share. Yeah. Why you sell? Here we go. Here's another one. Your XRP panic sell. No panic. Do I look panic to you? Do I look stressed to you? I sold at the top. I took a $200 loss on XRP and saved about 10 grand. Overall, I said about 30 grand across all my crypto. It was right to sell. I told everybody it was going down. It did go down. I was right. I bought defensive. I bought Coca Cola, and now I'm making 3 grand a day. And the S&P is going down as well. So there you go. There's my portfolio. 3 grand today, 3 grand yesterday, 3 grand on Friday. On top of saving about 30 grand overall. So why you sell? That's why I sold. No panic here. None whatsoever. XRP is way too fat, says Leroy. I think you should buy and forget. Which stock's that? 270 is held for months. Anything close to that is a good buy. No, don't agree to that theory at all. You're focusing on price, not value. You're focusing on stock momentum. You're focusing on chart patterns, not fundamentals. I buy XRP when I think it's the price that Ripple would buy it back to use it as reserve for the bank. That's when I'd buy it back. I can't see Bank of America, and I talked to Bank of America. They've been buying it and testing it and using it, and now I think it's to reverse engineer it to do it themselves. I don't think Bank of America are going to buy back anymore. I don't see why they would. There's no sense to do that. XRP is not going to win because of the payment system. It's going to win because of the Ripple hold it up in reserve for their bank. That's the only way this makes money. This is the only way this makes money. So this 270 held up, and it means nothing. Remember, it doesn't produce any money at the moment. So 270 is just as reliable as 27 cents. You can't say that. $1, says Beans on Toast. More than 1 billion XRP. You and Sensei both XRP, but you and Sensei both wrong. XRP going to $20. Well, that's great. Thank you very much. We're both wrong. Well, we're not wrong, are we? We both said the market is selling off, and we were right, and you could have bought back more at lower levels. So we're not wrong, are we? How are we wrong? Is my portfolio up or down? Am I making money? Am I beating the market every day? Am I winning all the time? How am I wrong? Do you want to call in and question me, challenge me? There you go. Let me do this, by the way. Remove. I'm going to give everyone a chance to call in today. Here we go. Video phone in. Challenge me. Oops. Me. on anything. There you go. There's the video phone in. If you want to ask me a question, member or non-member, anyone can call. I'm making an exception. Normally it's members only. Anybody wants to call in, anyone wants to question me, anyone wants to challenge me, ask me anything you want, you got the floor. 100,000 subscribers, you can talk to the world. All right? Be live on the show. Call in. Don't just sit in the chat saying I'm wrong and stuff like that. Tell me why I'm wrong. Let's have a conversation because I could learn something from you. I'm not asking you to call in so I can prove you wrong, or I'm not asking you to call in so you can learn something. I'm asking you to call in so I can learn something. I want to understand what you know that I don't about anything, whatever it might be. The challenge is there. It's pinned to the top. Anyone can call in. It's got to be someone brave enough to call in. Never sell any XRP. Well, that's silly because Ripple sell it all the time. So does anyone of note. If you don't ever sell at any point, then you're just asking to lose all your money, aren't you? It's all going to come tumbling down, says Weir. So when you put in your cash until then, so where are you putting your cash until then? Well, I'm fully invested, Matthew. This is margin. My money is always fully invested. When I show you on the screen my buying power, 38 grand, that is margin. If I paid off all my margin today, I would have about 750,000 available. It would give me even more if I paid it off, about 750,000. That's not my money. That's margin. I always use margin because I'm always fully invested with my own cash. This is an addition to my money. So that's margin money. I will buy when something's undervalued. So if we see anything undervalued, I'll deploy it. And that's it. That's all I do. 10,000 from NVIDIA today. Congratulations. $200 will be a mass exit, by the way. 186. Very good. That's my target for that. We're waiting for Trump. He hasn't started yet, so stand by. Entered Lockheed. Good long, not advice. I agree. There's, here we go. Now we can start to buy back. Here we go. Yes, 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 yes. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let's get ready to buy back. So I was right. Again. 66.40 was a little bit of a resistance. Forget what the chart says. I'm focusing on the people that are selling it and buying at these levels. People I talk to. So we've just sold. Let me show you what I've done. So I've just sold. Didn't make any profit. Didn't make any loss. Just trim back. Oh, we got George Babawi. Oh, hang on. You've caught me right when there could be a trade on. I'll keep my eye out for it. So interview one. Let's see if we what we got here. George wants to call in. Let's bring him in. So, good afternoon, George Babawi. Are you from Hawaii by any chance?
I'm sorry. Are you from what?
Are you from Hawaii by any chance?
No, I am from Egypt.
Egypt! Fantastic.
Yes.
Lovely to have you here. Absolute honor to have you here. How can I help you, George? I can hear you. You're live on the show. Just turn off YouTube. Just turn off YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah. Turn off YouTube.
Let me turn off my YouTube.
Turn off YouTube and just talk to me through this. That's it. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Now I hear you clearly. Yes.
Perfect. George from Egypt. Absolutely great. I visited Egypt many times. Stayed with local people, obviously visited the pyramids, been on the train, sat on the top of the train with all the locals through Cairo. So how can we help you, sir? What's your comment or question?
Excuse me, quick comment. I live in the United States, in California, but I'm originally from Egypt.
Lovely.
And I just want to, my comment is I follow you for for a few months now, and I learned a lot from you, and I agree totally with you when you sold your S&P 500. I did the same thing with you, and I see the crash is happening, and I think I learned from the previous mistake when the crash happened on Liberation Day.
Yeah.
We don't want to repeat the same thing. What happened in the crash that happened in February. So we sold S&P 500 at the perfect time. I didn't buy Coca Cola like you yet, but I'm waiting to go down a little bit. The price improved. By the way, the comment I said earlier when I said, don't worry about people hate you for saying the truth. This is what they did. Jesus Christ, I call him Yeshua HaMashiach because this is his real name.
Oh, I see. Sorry for my ignorance. I'm sorry.
In Hebrew, his name is Yeshua HaMashiach, not Jesus. Anyway, they crucified Jesus because he is the truth, and they killed Charlie, and now people hate you because you tell them the truth. They want to hear what makes them happy, not. But I agree with you. What makes people happy when they lose money? So I recommend your channel to everyone. We are learning a lot. We are making money, and please keep doing what you are doing. And,
Well, George, that's very kind of you.
following.
See, the thing is, whether people know it or not, most people on YouTube, once upon a time, had another job, and then they tried YouTube out, and then they got successful. Most don't. 99% give up. But those that grew and built a channel discovered very quickly that they can make money on YouTube. They can influence people. And
I might be on the chat show, so be careful. Don't be swearing.
oh, hello. We can, Sharon, we can hear you in the background. We don't see you on camera. Can you come back on camera? We seem to have lost you just for a moment. Sharon, telling someone in the background not to swear. I like it. That's funny. Hiya, Sharon. How are you? Turn off YouTube, and just have it through here. Yeah, she just realised she got caught out. Absolutely brilliant. Yes. So, unfortunately, a lot of people, they got successful on YouTube. I think Sharon's a bit excited because she just realised what was going on. Turn off YouTube, Sharon, and just talk to me through this.
Okay.
Okay. All right. But you see, for me, I toured the world. I did some gigs with Elton John. I named the Piano Man. I've done all sorts of stuff. I made my fame and fortune, if you like, by being in person. So I'm not here to get famous. I'm not here to try to build anything other than a community, a live community. So I'm not trying to sell anything. That's why our training programs are for free and all the rest of it, and why I'm live all day, every day. So I know the story isn't always popular, and that doesn't sell videos. That's not. I'm just going to mute Sharon for a moment. Oh, I've lost Sharon now. Sharon, please call back. We're all over the place. But people want to tell people what they want to hear, and you either do like the market is going to crash tomorrow. That's why I don't do that, because I don't know. Right? Doom and gloom, that sells. Or you tell people they're going to get rich in 5 minutes, and if we all buy together and we all come together in some big club, we're all going to make money. That's rubbish as well. So it's not always popular, though. People don't want to hear when I say, because I rank number one a lot of the times for XRP. We have a lot of people who watch us, but they go, I don't like when you say XRP's going down. Well, if XRP's going down, surely you want to know that. People that don't want to know that, I ask myself, it's because they don't understand what they own. And they kind of like following somebody in the hope that you know more than they do, and I might just get lucky. And I keep trying to encourage people, that's not what we do. I've got Trump speaking. Stay where you are, George. Stay where you are. I'll come straight back to you.
Offer all of their prescription medications to Medicaid, and It will be at the most favored nation's prices. It's going to have a huge impact on bringing many. In my first term, I was so proud of the fact that for the first time in 28 years, drug prices came down. And I had a news conference that I explained it was 0.1%, but it was down. And here we're talking about, in one case, over 1,000%. This is a critical step forward to our work and to improve healthcare, and hardworking low-income Americans, especially low-income Americans, will be helped so greatly. In addition, Pfizer is agreeing to provide some of their most popular current medications to all consumers at heavily discounted prices of anywhere between 50 and even 100%, and that's off the price. And in some cases, even more than that. These drugs will be available for direct purchase online at a website operated by the federal government. We're also announcing that moving forward, all new medications introduced by Pfizer to the American market will be sold at the reduced most favored nation costs. So we'll be paying essentially what other countries are paying, who have been much lower for many, many years. Furthermore, Pfizer will invest $70 billion to reshore domestic manufacturing facilities. In other words, they're going to bring a lot of their facilities to make their drugs and make what they make, their product. They're going to make it in the United States. I appreciate that $70 billion investment and fund research and development right here in America. We're working with other major pharmaceutical companies to secure similar agreements. Everyone understands that the status quo where Americans pay more for drugs, prescription drugs, and they pay more than foreign countries who take advantage of us in many other ways, although not so many anymore. I think we've pretty well got that stopped, right? I think so. We've stopped that, but they took advantage of a lot of other presidents, that I can tell you. But we're making this pay to be very unacceptable, what they've done in the past. That's why my administration has also taken historic action to investigate the unfair and discriminatory trade practices of other countries that extort our pharmaceutical makers to shift costs onto the American consumer. They say, no, give us a price, a very low price, and just charge the American consumer, charge it to the U.S. The United States is done subsidizing the health care of the rest of the world. It's a big thing. I can't tell you how big this is. And I was all set to go on the first term, but then you had the COVID, and we had to focus on that. But I said, I want to get back here, because this is, you're talking about 14, 15, 1,600% reductions in some cases. But by taking this bold step, we're ending the era of global price gouging at the expense of American families, and we're making America healthy again, which is our little theme for the people behind me. And I want to just ask Secretary Kennedy to come up, and we'll start, and we'll go through it with Oz and Klomp and Bourla and McCary, and we'll go through it, and if you have any questions. But this is a really big announcement. This is something that most people said was not doable. And other countries are going along because we told them that if you don't go along, they didn't have to go along. But if they didn't go along, we were going to put extra tariffs on those countries. And we were going to charge them the amount of money that they should be paying for the.
While this is going on, no one's paying attention to the market. Coca Cola is dropping, and I'm about to buy back about $30,000 of Coca Cola.
Thank you very much.
I thank a couple of people who aren't up here: Theo Merkel, Dr. Heidi Overton, who played key roles in this negotiation, help make this happen. And also Inma Hernandez, who's not up here, but John Brooke and Chris Klomp, who were the people who were negotiating, in some cases, I think including last night, 24 hours without any sleep. This would not have happened without President Trump's leadership. I told my son last night, we're all under secrecy about this, but I told my son late last night, a 27-year-old son, Connor, who's a very liberal Democrat. I told him this was happening, and he just paused for a minute, and he said, "Thank you, Dad, I'm so proud of you." Because this is something Democrats have wanted for 20 years. Republicans have wanted for 20 years.
Hiya, George. Stay with me.
Said they're going to do it. Nobody has even taken a step towards
Yes,
doing it.
I'm here,
The
Martyn.
reason was because it was such a daunting task. And, even all of
If anybody else wants to call in and we can discuss this at the end, join in. The link is in the chat. video, phone in, be part of it. You can join George,
Even all of the
originally from
negotiators
Egypt,
here,
now
all
in the
people
US.
on
Join me at the end of this.
HHS and at the White House team, all we could see was all the
Please
reasons
call
that this
back our
couldn't
lady
happen.
investor we just lost a few minutes ago.
Everybody tried. Nobody could make it happen. And it was President Trump alone who, with his doggedness, his persistence, he saw this clearly in a way that none of us other, in its most simplest terms. Why are we spending more on this country than any other country? Why are we spending 75% of the revenues that come to the pharmaceutical industry? We're doing all the research, and everybody else.
I'm about to buy $30,000 of Coca Cola.
President Trump, I would say, harangued and harassed us to make this happen. I was getting calls at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. Oh, are you asleep? And you got to get MFN done. And at one point, Dr. Oz told me I can't take the president's calls anymore. I have a lot of reasons. My wife has a lot of reasons to say to me about different things that happen in my life. Doesn't that give you anxiety? And I say, I don't get anxiety. This gave me anxiety. Oh, thank you, President Trump. It would not have happened without you. This is real leadership. It's a president who has a vision and makes that vision happen. And I can't think of any other president of the United States who could have done this in our history. I'm very grateful to you. This is an extraordinary benefit. The American people, thank you for your vision, President Trump, your bold action, your unwavering commitment to health and well-being of the American people. Never has a president stood up so bravely for the American people with respect to health care. And I, by the way, I forgot to thank Albert Berlin. Albert and I have had a long history of antipathy and antagonism toward each other. But I have to say his leadership in this took tremendous courage. And he really created a template for corporate responsibility, for putting public health ahead of his individual interests. So I'm very, very grateful to you for that, Albert. Under the leadership of President Trump, the U.S. government is now acting as a tough negotiator on behalf of the American people. Today is about fairness, it's about equality, it's about giving hope to those who are trying to stay healthy, who are managing illness and who are fighting for their lives.
Another all-time high.
We refuse to make the most vulnerable citizens continue to pay
Despite the market selling off, we've made money.
For the world's pharmaceutical breakthroughs, which we pay for. This policy is a shield for the chronically ill.
Crypto still falling hard.
Drug costs for far too long. It's a signal to every American family that we're finally putting their health and financial security first. And it sets a new standard, one that says we won't write blank checks to the drug industry any longer. No family should ever be forced to choose between filling a prescription and putting food on the table. Americans should not be gouged paying 300 or 400 or 1,000% more than people in other countries for the exact same drug, many times manufactured in the same factory in New Jersey and sold in Great Britain for 1/10 the price that it's being sold for here.
He donated $2 to a super chat. Martyn, check out Pfizer.
Great business.
Friend, one of my oldest friends, his wife and daughter have a chronic disease. And that chronic disease last year cost $150,000 to treat. And the mother had to choose whether she was going to take that money and spend it on her or her daughter.
This is amazing because they thought this was going to go down on this news.
She had to make that choice.
This is great.
It's a choice.
Another defensive play, by the way.
We did a round table.
Very good to see all this go up.
Drug prices. One patient spent more than $180,000 on one drug. One cashed in all of her savings.
Thank you for that tip.
3 jobs to make ends meet. One almost quit her job and moved to Germany to get the drug cheaper. Some looked at getting the drug on unsafe secondary markets because
I'll be right back. I'm going to check on my wife, Leah. She's struggling at the moment with a lot of pain.
We begin to right that ship. For the mother trying to help her child get better, for a grandmother at the pharmacy counter, and for millions of Americans who want to restore their health. Today is about another promise made by President Trump and another promise kept by President Trump to the American people. And it's only just the beginning. This is all thanks to your unwavering leadership, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
There is a fine line between vision and hallucination. People have to follow you for it to be a vision. And President Trump, you made a lot of people following you, an idea that most people thought was not possible, even remotely. And when we have that shared vision, and I'll speak to some of the people who are involved in this process, because it was incredible effort that gives me great pride to serve in this administration. And the fact that it did not leak is also an issue of pride for us, because these were tough challenges. And Albert Bourla looks very calm up here and cat-like, but he is ferocious when you get him in a negotiating room. This is true for all the pharmaceutical companies that we are negotiating with. And Secretary Kennedy, my son Oliver, who I told about this deal as I was walking over here, is a Republican. And you know what he said? Thank you for making us proud. Because it's not just a Democratic problem, it's a Republican problem. This has not happened before. And it took a crusader like President Trump, with the support of Secretary Kennedy, Secretary Lutnick, I see the vice presidents here as well, just unwavering, dogged pursuit of change. And now I have to admit that I know the president has me on speed dial, and most of the time when he would call me, as Secretary Kennedy alluded to, it was about MFN, and he always had reasons why we needed to go faster and why people were being hurt today because we're allowing the kinds of pricing that had been tolerated for so many decades in America. The time of the day didn't matter, the day of the week didn't matter, and that's how the president was functioning. This was such an important part of what he saw as his legacy, which is why it brings such pride to all of us up here and many others to deliver it. And the laser focus that the president had on this, which he shared with me the day that I was nominated, that he nominated me for this position, and has reminded me frequently since, made it a top priority for us as well at CMS. Now, to do this, you have to have tactics, not just vision, but tactics. And the first tactic the president shared was to introduce me to Albert Bourla. He took us to dinner with Secretary Kennedy, and he argued, and he's a great deal maker, as you know, that if you're going to make a deal of this scope, of this nature, you need trust. So the president lit the kindling. He got the embers going, but he needed us to nurture that beginning of a fire so they would blaze into what today we can announce as the grand deal, one of the greatest ever, certainly in the space of pharmaceuticals. I gained to respect Albert, and I'll tell you why in particular. It was because he recognized the dangerous problems facing so many Americans, that they had to choose between taking medications prescribed by their doctor that could be life-saving or shopping at the grocery store, paying for their kids a fundamentally important need that would be squeezed out because they couldn't compromise on drugs, or often worse, they compromise on the drugs. 1/3 of all prescriptions are not filled in the pharmacy because of this. We talked through the winter. We talked through the spring. We talked through the summer, and we got nowhere. We stalled. The industry is powerful. They're important. They have smart people. There's no reason for them to give the numbers that the president is articulating today. And you see these numbers on the charts around us. These are massive wins for the American people. But the president in July demanded, after the executive order, that manufacturers make a firm commitment and to lower prices or else. And it sent shockwaves through the industry. It got the ball rolling again. Our talks with Albert heated up, but it wasn't until last week, if you want an inside story, it wasn't until last week that we made a major breakthrough. And our hardworking team embarked on a remarkable story that I think books will be written about, 24/7 nonstop with industry, with Albert, with his great team at Pfizer. And with this partnership, we began to deal with the fundamental challenges we have, which is protecting medical advances for the future while at the same time securing the prices Americans want today. We're going to continue to stimulate and strengthen innovation. That's what a great country does, and we are a great country with a great leader. We're going to protect the U.S. hegemony in R&D. We dominate the planet in discovering cures for illnesses. All those orphan ailments, all those remarkable advances, they come from research labs here with companies like Pfizer and other great ones in the pharmaceutical space. We're going to lead in the life sciences. We're going to lead in ideas, and we're going to make sure that we do all that while we're being fair to the American people, especially our most vulnerable. We're going to finally deliver on the fair drug prices that President Trump has been speaking about for 2 terms. We're going to celebrate this historic day, I predict, this historic day in the medical field for generations to come. The heroic negotiators that I do feel compelled to mention, and Secretary Kennedy kindly also mentioned their names. Some of them can't be in here because they're busy negotiating future deals. Inma Hernandez-Delso, John Brooks, who's a deputy administrator of mine, Theo Merkel, who is in the back and tall and hard to miss with DPC, and Corey Enslin with the same group, did a spectacular job, and Don Dempsey at OMB. Just wonderful human beings, worked tirelessly to get this done. We were able to secure this first MFN deal, and the president touched on this, but we have much more to come. You'll be hearing breaking news from the president for the rest of the fall. And Mr. President, these brilliant minds are here because of you. Now, I don't want to just pay homage to this. I want to actually speak this a little bit. The passion to protect the American people brings top-tier Americans into the government.
Just taking care of Leah. You know Leah's going through a lot of pain at the moment.
An administration of
thank
winners.
you for your
People
understanding.
get things done. They see the generational opportunity to fix the biggest problems our nation faces. And the person who led this negotiation, Chris Klump, embodies this seal. Now, Chris Klump came to visit Secretary Kennedy and I the very first day we were looking for staff to try to bring in the government. And neither of us really had an idea of how challenging this might be. And he came to the interview, and we knew that he had built a business that was worth several $100 million. And the secretary, very poker-faced as he tends to be, looked at him and said, "Are you willing to give it all up and move your family to Washington?" A young family.
Look
4
at
young
these
children,
stocks,
beautiful wife.
J&J and
Are you willing
Pfizer.
to come across the country and serve our nation, serve this president, to ensure vital programs like Medicare, which he runs, will keep our seniors healthy for years to come? He gave it all up, like so many have in this administration, passionate to follow the president's lead and serve under Secretary Kennedy. And for those of you at home who are watching, and I hope there are quite a few, I think this shows just how cool a place it is to work, is in this government. And I take great pride in handing the ball to Chris. Chris, tell the American people what they have won thanks to your passionate ability to deliver on President Trump's promise.
Thank you, Mr. President. You have enabled something that as recently as last night, nearly everyone has said was impossible.
Sorry for the bad audio.
And Secretary Kennedy and Administrator Oz, thank you for having trust in us as a negotiating team to drive this forward on behalf of the American people. It is an absolute honor and privilege. And Mr. Borlaug,
This guy's not using the mic very well.
to you and to the team at Pfizer, you have taken a step that I think few appreciate, requires a level of courage to change something that for decades administrations have tried. And there was no incentive rationally for you to do, and yet you've done it because you recognize the opportunity to align your economic interest with the social interest of the American people, and we are grateful. Today is historic, as has been discussed. This is a major win in the battle for affordable health care and affordable drugs. As the president said, on average, we pay nearly 3 times what the rest of the wealthy world pays for branded pharmaceuticals. And yet we drive more than 50% of global R&D, 50% of revenues, nearly 70% of profits. It's unjust. It's morally unjust. And when this happens, we stifle innovation and we limit access for the most vulnerable people across the planet and in America who need these medications. And so the president directed us to make deals. That's what he does, and it's what we do. And all great deals, and this is a great deal, are rooted in principles. And this deal was rooted in the principle of fairness. Now, the president could have directed us to go to the poorest country on the planet and find the cheapest price for every single drug and bring that back to the United States and use the might of the government to insist that that's the price we pay. And that might have worked, actually, for just a little bit. But very quickly, it would have utterly destroyed innovation in pharmaceuticals. It would have destroyed American primacy in building life-saving medications. There are nearly 20,000 known diseases on the planet. We have treatments or cures for far fewer than 10% of them. So that would have been a bad strategy, and it would have limited access to those who need those medications the most. But he didn't call for that. He didn't call for 50% lower than the lowest price on the planet. What he called for was fairness. And that's a powerful principle because we all grow up wanting to be on the right side of fair. And it allowed us to do what has not been done before, which is to call on manufacturers and ask them to be fair, and allows us to go to countries and ask them to pay their fair share.
Pfizer,
in
great
the battle
business.
against global disease. And that is the unlock for this.
J&J also.
Now, it's my privilege to talk just for a few
Defensive
minutes about
plays
the
too.
details of the deal. First, let's start with the definition of MFN. What do we mean by that? This is not made up list prices that have often been quoted in prior administrations, stuffed with fees and rebates. We're talking about we start at net prices, after fees, after rebates, the prices people actually pay here, the prices people actually pay in other wealthy countries. We then index to a basket of countries, wealthy countries across the world. And we go drug by drug and we look for the lowest price. And that becomes the starting point for what an MFN price is in the United States. And then we've built this principles of fairness on 5 key pillars, as we've talked about. Number 1, as has been discussed, direct access for patients at Trump RX, which is a site soon to be launched, available often at full MFN and always at lower prices than currently available. This is bypassing middlemen. It increases transparency. In many instances, prices are 80% lower than they are today. No more Canadian detours to purchase drugs more inexpensively at our neighbor. You do it from home, you do it a click. This is American ingenuity outsmarting the system. Number 2, the president was very clear to us and directed us to ensure that we secure
I told everybody a year ago that J&J was going to $200, and it is.
By Medicaid. So we focused there first. So Pfizer will be putting virtually all of its portfolio of drugs at MFN prices available to Medicaid in the near future. This safeguards the program. This ensures that this program lives as a lifeline without undue burden on the taxpayer for those who need it most, for our vulnerable Americans whom we are charged morally to care for. The third principle is about future-proofing fairness. This is the idea that Pfizer has committed, as are other manufacturers, that they will not launch a new drug for commercial, Medicare, Medicaid, or cash pay markets at a price that is higher than the other wealthy world. Now, they are free to price their drugs wherever they want. These are not price caps. These are not price controls. They can price however they'd like. We're simply asking them, and they are committing not to undercut us in other countries. This is an essential principle.
I'll explain your membership benefits later on.
To retrain other countries to appropriately value innovation for their citizens, to appropriately understand what fair share means, to contribute global R&D. This allows us not to compromise access for those who need it most. And this is a powerful commitment. The fourth principle is around shared savings. As our commerce colleagues and as our U.S. trade representative colleagues succeed in encouraging other countries to pay more for existing medications, a portion of that will go to fund additional R&D. And a portion of that will repatriate back to the United States to offset prices, lower prices further for Americans on those existing drugs. And the fifth principle, as discussed, with hats off to Secretary Lutnick and Ambassador Jameson Greer from U.S. Trade, is about Pfizer committing to onshore 100% of the value of all imports that it currently imports to the United States, thus ensuring that we seal our great American resurgence. If you're watching this right now and you have been looking for evidence that this is a president who knows and cares about you, who is fighting for you, who is fighting for every American, this is Exhibit A. This is not an empty promise. It's not platitudes.
I'm looking at buying Pfizer.
Plan. These are hard contracts.
I'm looking at the valuations of Pfizer.
Lowering prices now that we will all feel. These are the most significant, historical, substantive, mathematically quantified price reductions in the history of our country in modern-day pharmaceuticals. I cannot thank you enough for your leadership in enabling this to happen. It is an absolute pleasure. The president has showed us that the impossible can be achieved, and that is what's happened today. God bless America. With that in mind, it is my absolute pleasure to introduce Albert Bourla, CEO of Pfizer.
This is, I'm watching Pfizer now. I'm looking at buying Pfizer.
Mr. President, what an honor to be here today in this office to announce a landmark agreement. I think it's an historic day.
Is this the coolest office? He has a beautiful office, but the Oval is the coolest, right? What do you think?
I think by far. And I have seen other presidents' offices. There's nothing like that.
Yeah, it's good office.
Yeah. So it's an historic day because I think today we are turning the tide and we are reversing an unfair situation. For years, other rich nations refused to pay the fair share for the medical innovation. And as a result, Americans had to assume disproportional cost on their shoulders. This situation, we all knew, is not sustainable. The situation is a situation that many wanted to change.
I've just bought $10,000 of
This
Pfizer.
is changing today with this agreement.
I've just bought $10,000 of
July,
Pfizer.
The president sent to me and other heads of pharmaceutical companies a letter. And over there, he articulated 4 specific requests. These requests, it was obvious to us, were designed to lower drug cost in the America in different ways, each one of them. And altogether, holistically, to have synergistic effect in the impact that that will have in the US healthcare cost and patients. With this deal that we signed today,
Forward PE
we
is
satisfied all
$7, is 7.
4 of President's requests. All 4.
No short interest.
The big winner of this deal clearly will be the American patient. There is no doubt about it. They are the ones that will see significant impact in their ability to buy medicines. But I would argue that it is not the only winner. I think who else is a winner here? It is American innovation and American economy.
I've just bought $10,000 of Pfizer.
We had 2 major overhangs that have substantially reduced our valuations and create concerns for us in our ability to invest. We are addressing both of them right now, and I will speak about them. The first one was the uncertainty of tariffs. Because President is absolutely right. Tariffs is the most powerful tool to motivate behaviors, Mr. President, and clearly motivated ours, right? So, by this agreement that we did, we commit to onshore the production of our medicines that are consumed in the US and are made outside the US. And for that, we are ready to unleash our investment portfolio in this country. And the president graciously gave us a 3 years grace period that we will not be subject to the 232 tariffs, as long as, of course, we move the products here. That's one.
If you're buying
The
Pfizer,
second
let me
overhang in
know.
our
I've just bought
industry was
10,000. Put
this
yes or no in the
uncertainty.
chat.
What will happen with the framework of pricing in the country? Because
PE
this
of
uncertainty,
7,
it was
forward
what
PE.
was holding people from investing
Dividend
in the pharmaceutical
7%.
industry, which resulted in significant reduction of our multiples. Actually, our multiples are at historical low. Well, now we have clarity about what is the framework for the US pricing. Read the letter of President Trump, read the 4 points, and this is the framework. And we will abide to that, and going forward, this is how things will be priced in the US and abroad. We are ready to invest, as the president also mentioned, $70 billion in the next few years from Pfizer in manufacturing and research in America alone. I really think this is an historical moment because also I can put that behind us and focus on the things that I want
I'm
to
buying
spend
another
my time.
10 grand. I'm buying
Cancer
20
treatments,
grand.
to bring better obesity medicines, to bring better vaccines, to bring
I'm buying
things that
$20,000
people
of
value.
Pfizer.
And thank you for allowing us to do that. I want to thank Secretary Kennedy. I want to thank Secretary Latnik. Your leadership helped us to pull that together. You are the mastermind of everything, and without the brilliant way that you designed the whole thing, we wouldn't be able to make it happen. But you were even more brilliant because you had someone in your team that he was the driving force behind everything.
This is huge. I can't buy enough. I'm just trying to work out the true intrinsic.
Trust from day one. And that was the most important
If you're
thing
buying,
that
say
allowed
yes
us
or no in
to
the
be
chat.
able to pull very difficult negotiations. Of course, also I want to thank the US trade representative, who is also heavily engaged, and he's probably the first trade representative that I have seen
Just bought
that
20
cares
grand.
about our industry and cares to do something about unfair situations out there. But more than anyone else, Mr. President, I want to thank you, for your leadership and frankly for your friendship. Thank you.
Albert, thank you very much. Great job.
Yeah, your stock's going to explode.
Thank you, Mr. President. The growth of drug spending, that is, the increase in drug pricing,
it's rallying.
is the fastest and biggest increasing area
Oh
of
my
healthcare
God.
spending. So today's announcement has incredible implications for healthcare spending in the United States. And today marks the beginning of
price
the end
target is $30
of the great
to
American
34. We're
ripoff.
in it $24 plus 7%.
And it also marks the beginning and the end of a great American tragedy.
Oh my
Something
God.
I've seen as a physician at the bedside. Patients getting spun up into a financial rage, doing GoFundMe campaigns online, sending repeat reminders, asking people to donate, getting their churches to pass the offering plate from pew to pew, Sunday after Sunday, to try to get enough money to pay for a drug in the United States, a drug that's 5 or 10 times more expensive than the same drug in France or Germany or the UK. People get spun up, and it's a tragedy. Having cancer is hard enough.
Oh, tell me about it.
Getting spun up into a financial rage in order to try to get the money to pay for treatment makes it so much harder.
Me and Leah know.
37% of people who go through cancer care say in the end that the financial toxicity makes them want to avoid or delay care in the future. That is, they're done with it. They're done with the system. That's how toxic financial toxicity can be. And for what? For what? So the U.S. can finance the R&D of the world? Well, that ends today, thanks to President Trump. So we want to see R&D. We want to see American pharmaceutical companies thrive. We want to see pharmaceutical companies that do business and manufacture in the United States thrive. At the FDA, we're doing our part. If you're going to equalize your price to that of other wealthy countries, we're not talking about Zimbabwe. We're talking about Germany, France, UK, Japan, other wealthy countries, the OECD countries. If you equalize your price, then we're going to put your future applications at the front of the line. A voucher to get a review in weeks has a market street value of about $500 million because every day is money when it comes to getting a drug approved. And so if you meet one of the president's national priorities stated very clearly, moving manufacturing to the United States, meeting a large unmet public health need, or equalizing your prices. We're the largest purchasers of drugs. We deserve the best prices. And so we're going to do our part. And if a generic company makes their drug in the United States, that application is going to move to the front of the line as well. And if you're going to build a plant in the United States, our FDA inspectors will walk through that plant during the construction phase, something never done before, so that it's ready on day one. So thank you, Mr. President, for your leadership. They said it couldn't be done, and here we are. Thank you.
Chris, you may want to go up and just show one of the boards about how quickly the prices come down. And these are small examples. We're going to have it over 1,000% in some cases. You'll see that during the week. But we just picked out 4 at random, and you see the kind of numbers. Bobby and maybe Albert.
Pfizer's going nuts. I've just bought $20,000 worth.
This is not the only agreement. It is the first. It's a historic agreement. There are many to come, and we're excited to talk about them. And that means hundreds and hundreds of drugs. We are not exaggerating when we talk about reductions of up to 80%. We give you 4 examples here. One for dermatitis. The new price at MFN results in 80% reduction to what's available today. One in postmenopausal osteoporosis, 85%. Migraines that affect so many Americans, 50% reductions. Rheumatoid arthritis, something my own mother struggled with, 40% reductions. This is about access. This is about ensuring Americans have access to life-saving medications. These are real prices. These are net prices. They're not made up. They're not funny numbers.
Thank you very much. Great job you've done. Everybody here has been incredible. We've been standing here talking about the Make America Healthy Again a lot lately, and I think our meeting the other day was excellent on a thing called Tylenol. That was a very important meeting. I think that was a very important meeting. And this, in terms of pricing, it's going to be great for Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. It's going to be great for everything because your medicine costs are coming way down. We have some examples that I think we'll be able to show you next week of over 1,000% in some cases, where a pill that cost $10 in London was costing $130 in New York and various other places within the United States. And the same thing with Canada. People would go to Canada, they'd go to Mexico, they'd go to other places to buy drugs. They don't have to do that anymore. So we have favored nations. So that's what we have. And it's one of the biggest days I think anybody will ever have. We're talking about massive numbers, and the numbers are going to get even better with a little time. And I will say, Albert, I think that the drug companies are going to be the same. You're going to, the world, we're really competing against the world, so they have more people. So we'll come down a lot, and the world's going to go up a little bit. And the end result is you're going to, I think, do the same business pretty much. Maybe you'll figure a way to do more business, I think, knowing you. But I think the drug companies, we're going to come down a lot, the U.S. will come down a lot. But the world, many more people, is going to go up a little bit, and it equalized, and it's a great tribute. And I want to thank everybody up here. JD, thank you for all of your help too, and Howard, great, really great job. Thank you all very much. Do you have any questions? How about we focus on this? It's so big, let's focus on this.
Mr. President, please give us a timeline.
Yeah, Mr. President, first of all, this kind of goes along with your America First campaign promises for lowering healthcare costs. On a day that it seems like we're going into a government shutdown led by Democrats on the premise of providing health benefits to illegals, this seems to your move here is a stark contrast to that. Could the same principles that you did today apply to health insurance, to maybe lower the cost of health insurance? Many Americans are kind of struggling with that.
We're working on just that little different group, but we're working. I think that's pretty much right, Albert. It's not you, but they'll go up to 18, and we'll come down from 135 or whatever down to 18. I mean, that's a massive number. Remember, I was the one that held a news conference because I lowered drug prices by 1/4%. I think it was 1/8 of 1%, but it was the only one in 28 years that brought drug prices down for the year. But it was a very small number. Now we're talking about, you're going to see one over 1,000%. Look at these numbers. So, and this has a big impact, even on the discussion that we'll have with Chuck Schumer, who was here yesterday, along with a very nice gentleman who I didn't really know. You know who I'm talking about. The two of them came, and we had a good discussion, and we're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens, but this has a huge impact on that because these numbers are going to bring Medicaid. We talk about Obamacare. Obamacare is a failure. Obamacare is not good. It's there, but relative to other healthcare programs, it's in the lower 20%. It's not good. And I asked the Democrat representatives, what do you think about coming up with a better healthcare? This actually allows you to do that because the cost of prescription medicine is a very big, more than 50% the cost of what we're talking about. So we might be able to do something like that. This is one of the biggest news conferences from a medical standpoint.
Ex-dividend date is 8th of October.
Any administration. Yeah, please.
2 or 3 days to buy the stock to get the 7%.
Are you expecting them to come?
Dividend payout. That's awesome. It's going to be a mass rally now.
Fantastic job.
Buy it before anyone. I'm not giving you financial advice, but buy it before it rallies because the 7% dividend is going to go through the roof.
Is right at the top.
Don't buy it tomorrow. Too late.
It's been fantastic. Also, my friend, and they're all coming in over the next week. We're making deals with all of them. And I said, if we don't make a deal, then we're going to tariff them an extra 5, 6, 7, 8%, whatever the difference is, and we'll take it that way. So we took away the advantage by the fact that we have tariffs. We took away the advantage that they would have of just saying no. And
Sensei, did you buy Pfizer? I've just bought $20,000 of it. Did you buy some?
Equivalent amount, and we take it that way. And nobody wants to play that game.
I love the stock market.
So they're going to be. They're all going to be good. We didn't have to mention that to Albert. Well, maybe I whispered it to him very slightly. We had to give ourselves a little bit of an advantage. But the tariffs played a big role because they know that's what's.
Did you see Kennedy then? No inside trading going on here.
The exemption of the 232s, but can you share a timeline for when we can expect the results of that 232 investigation?
Let Howard answer that question, please.
Sure. So while we're negotiating
these companies. We're going to let them play out and finish these negotiations because they are the most important thing to the American people. So we are standing by, helping, and working with them. But
through a super
the
chat.
driver of the
I'm glad I
232
told you.
outcomes
So, thank you very much, mate.
HHS team, because I mean, look what they've accomplished today. So we are.
I'm going to make about 20 grand because of you.
That is the model that's going to drive.
And you have to understand,
This
Albert's
stock price is going to
spending $70
double.
billion that he wouldn't be spending because of the tariffs, let's say, and other reasons. I think he liked the winter of November 5th, in all fairness, but because of the tariffs. And that wouldn't happen. He's not going to pay any tariffs because when he moves here, there are no tariffs. So he won't be paying tariffs. That's the beauty of it. If you move here, there are no tariffs. And we have over $17 trillion, Albert. You believe these numbers? So Biden had less than $1 trillion for 4 years. We have over $17 trillion for essentially 8 months. Pretty amazing.
When will prices come down, Mr. President? When can
Immediately.
America?
They're going to start coming down. Drug prices? Well, they'll be starting immediately. Yeah.
President, can you speak to what impact you think this reduction in drug prices will have on midterms coming up?
I think it's going to have a huge. I said, if we can pull this off before midterms, I've wanted to do it from the beginning, from my first day in first term. And we were doing so well. We had the greatest economy we've ever had. Everything was good. And then we're ready to do this, which is complex and big. It's a big change. But what happened is COVID came, and we focused on COVID.
Sensei didn't buy it.
Focused on COVID very hard with Albert, with the other companies, with everybody. Regeneron was a great thing. You know, we did a lot of therapeutics that were fantastic. And so we focused on that. And I said, if I pull this off again, the first thing I'm going to do, and you know, we've been working on this for 8 months. It's a very big deal. This is a big shock to the system. But it's not as much as I said. They're going to go up. The world is going to go up a little bit. We're going to come down a lot. But now it's fair. We're going to be paying the same thing. Yeah.
President Trump, in your first term, when you cut the price of insulin, Biden later came in. He tried to steal credit for that. Do you worry that the Democrats are going to try to steal credit for these historic cuts?
I really appreciate your question because I did. I cut the price of insulin down to $35. And the problem is with many of these things, and in this case it's going to be pretty quick, but oftentimes you'll do something medically because of the process, and it won't be seen for 2 or 3 years. That happened also with, I could say 4 different things. But just if you talk about insulin,
the ex-dividend date
it was 200, 300, 500, and you couldn't get it, and I got it down to 35.
8th of October.
And I said, I hope I win the next election.
Perfect.
Because otherwise whoever wins
7%
is going to take credit
get in.
for it. Well, what happened is we did win the election. We did great. But unfortunately, it didn't work out that way from a practical
At
standpoint.
least 43 cents a share.
When I
They've
saw
not declared
him get
it
up
yet.
and take credit for the $35 and even less insulin, that was 1,000% lower
43.
than what it was just previous. Boy,
Just doing a
I tell you,
calculation
I
there.
didn't like it. I didn't like it. So I did the best I could to let them know we did it because we want to be given credit. But we are the ones that got insulin down to that number. And you're right. They tried to take credit for it. They had nothing to do. In fact, they didn't even know
I'm
what
going to earn
happened. All of a sudden, the
$348
insulin
in
price
dividends.
kicked in at $35.
Brilliant.
And they asked Biden about it. He had no idea what the hell they
Happy
were
days.
talking about. But after they explained, and they didn't really explain to him because he was not capable really of understanding it. But when they went out and talked about it, they acted like it was a great feat by Biden. It had nothing to do with him. And it continues, and we'll get it down even further. But insulin was, people weren't taking it, I would imagine. They couldn't take. God bless you, Bobby. I hope I didn't catch COVID just there. Don't you have Paxlovid? What is it? Paxlovid. He's got Paxlovid. Give me a Paxlovid immediately.
While Nancy Pelosi is ignoring what you're doing for the American people, she's going after your administration for cutting taxpayer-funded health care for illegal aliens. Last night, Nancy Pelosi, she went on NBC last night, dropped a bunch of F-bombs, told Republicans to go F themselves. Has she lost her mind?
We have done an unbelievable job medically. Just this, if you did nothing else, it would
Who's
done a
bought
lot
Pfizer?
Like the insulin.
Who's bought
But just
Pfizer?
this, nobody
I can
ever
see it
catch
going to
this. This is the
$50
biggest price
with a
reduction
7
times,
with a
maybe 10
7%
times,
dividend.
15 times than has ever been given before.
They're crazy.
And this is going to have a huge impact. You know, as I said, Obamacare
Put yes
is
or
not
no
a
in the
good
chat.
thing. It's been bad. And I'd like to make it better. I told them, I spoke to a lot of people, a lot of Democrats recently. I said, why don't we change it? We can make Obamacare much better. We could come up with a new system that would be much better, less expensive for the people and better. This is maybe the biggest breakthrough because, you know, when you're talking about the prescription drugs, that's a big part of it. So we're going to look, this is prescription, but we're going to be looking at that. We could come up and through this whole thing, you know, because I don't know, we'll probably have a shutdown.
You can make more money by buying a defensive play than you can by crypto. You can double your money on Pfizer. You can't double your money on XRP this week, can you?
Illegal immigrants.
That's nuts.
And what that does is it keeps them coming into our country, and like they do in California. And no country can afford that. No country.
It's got a forward
we have the border
PE of
stopped up.
7.
We have it closed. We have nobody for 4 months. Zero people came in.
That's
that wasn't
crazy.
me. That's by the authorities who happen to be liberally oriented. But just think of that. We have people offering
J&J is 16 times
all
earnings.
over the world that they can't
Pfizer
afford
is
to
7.
pay. And that's the Democrats.
This is a gift.
And what happens, what
Absolute
that does
gift.
is it brings people into the
This is
country because
this
they want
is
to come in for
100%
the
gain.
healthcare. But no country can afford it. And they can't
I'm
afford
doing the
it.
numbers
so
now.
We cannot allow them to charge tremendous amounts of money for health care for people that aren't even citizens. And in many cases, they come in from prisons, jails, and mental institutions. And we can't let that happen. So we have a big fight over that. We have a fight over open borders. They still want open borders. We're having a fight over men and women's sports, if you believe it. You would have thought they would have learned.
Oh, look at this.
That's not a good
Nearly
issue.
$4,000 today.
And we have a fight in
Holy moly.
transgenders, you know, transgender for everybody. And that, when you talk medically, that's a lot of money too. That's a lot.
What a
those
great time to go
operations,
defensive before a
those
market crash. This is
operations are
great.
bad. So those things are also being discussed right now. I mean, can you imagine we're actually talking about open borders, that we now have a great border and we have a great country. Our country was dead 1 year ago. Now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. Big difference. Yeah.
What does it say about the state of the Democrat Party when they have a 33% favorability rating on average in recent months, and they're willing to shut down the government over health care?
They are shutting it down. We're not shutting it down. We don't want it to shut down because we have the greatest period of time ever. I told you, we have $17 trillion being invested. So the last person that wants it shut down is us. Now, with that being said, we can do things during the shutdown that are irreversible, that are bad for them and irreversible by them, like cutting vast numbers of people out, cutting things that they like, cutting programs that they like. And you all know Russell Vought. He's become very popular recently because he can trim the budget to a level that you couldn't do any other way. So
all defenses are going crazy.
Shutdown because of the
Look,
shutdown.
the S&P's down.
We can do things medically and other ways, including benefits. We can
and
cut
defensives have gone
large
nuts.
numbers of people out. We don't want to do that.
I was right.
We don't
again.
want fraud,
This is
waste,
great.
and abuse.
Look at this.
And we're cutting that.
Coca Cola, J&J, Pfizer, it's going through the roof.
Come into our country and get massive health care.
Holy moly!
At the cost to everybody else, and we don't have it. And that's I would say the number one reason that they want to strike is to get illegal immigrants health care. And Gavin Newsom wants that too in California, and it's destroying California. We can't have that. We're not going to let it happen.
Do you have a plan for dealing with drug companies that are responding to MFN only by raising prices overseas as opposed to lowering prices in the U.S.?
No, they're responding. I understand that question very well, but they're responding by lowering prices. They're helped by lowering prices. There's a price at which they can't sell, and they're helped by lowering prices. In the case of Albert and in the case of Eli Lilly, the fact is our prices are coming down massively. You see, that's just a few of the basics, but they're coming down much more than that with many drugs, and over 1,000%. Think of that, over 1,000% reduction. And we'll show you that next week because we have some of them on the board next week where you have
Ahmad
over 1,000%
donated
price
$1.99 to a super
what's going to
chat.
happen is you're going to have
What is the
the
target
market will
price
kick
in
in.
their opinion
This way
when
the market
sell?
kicks in.
I'm just working that
the
out.
other way was just basically
You don't need to sell it. You just live on the dividends. Just keep it.
Stifling the market. Yeah.
At this point, is a shutdown inevitable? And how would you
I can see $48 to $50 target, but why would you sell it? Just buy it and own it. Keep the 7%. It's crazy.
Nothing is inevitable, but I would say it's probably likely because they want to give health care to illegal immigrants, which will destroy health care for everybody else in our country. And I didn't see them bend even a little bit when I said we can't do that. Okay?
Can I ask a question of Dr. Oz, Administrator Oz? If there is no deal reached on the Obamacare subsidies with the Democrats, is there anything that CMS can do to lower those, or to mitigate the increases of those Obamacare subsidies?
Not really, but we have time. We have time till the end of the year to make the changes I know the president is evaluating, but we should have a clean continuing resolution, get past this budget process as it has happened so many times, and allow the president and leadership some freedom to be able to put some good ideas in front of the legislative bodies.
Mr. President, undocumented immigrants.
We actually do have time for that.
Not eligible for the health care subsidies that Democrats are demanding. So can you clarify, what are you talking about when you say Democrats want to protect their health care?
So when an illegal person comes in, a person who came into our country illegally, therefore breaking the law, and look, we all have big hearts. I have a bigger heart than you do. They're all breaking the law, and they're coming into our country. And we just, as a country, cannot afford to take care of millions of people who have broken the law coming in. We want them to come into our country, but we want them to come in legally. Now we have a strong border, very strong border, thanks to Christie and Tom Homan and the whole group. They've done an amazing job at the border. I mean, we had a border that was reckless. We had a border that was a disaster. They were coming in by the millions. I say 25 million people. You're saying less, but I say 25 million people came in illegally. And no system can take care of the health care of all of those people that came in. Now, a lot of them have gone out. We have over 11,000 murderers. We got many of them out. Many of those people have been taken out of the country, brought back to where they came from. In some cases, put in prison because they're so dangerous. We don't want to take them out. We have to watch them. We don't want them coming back. But if you look at what's happened in Washington, D.C. right now, it is such a pleasure. I just drove through it. And
you can double your money, Sensei,
people are walking around and they're
on
not afraid of
Pfizer.
being mugged. We haven't had murders. We haven't had anything happen in a long time. It took us 12 days to make it very good. It took us 20 days to make it beautiful. And now we're going to Memphis. But I think we should always keep a presence here, because if we don't keep a presence,
price target of $51.39.
Because we got rid of 1,700
100% gain.
criminals. You know what that is? One career criminal can give you a lousy reputation for danger, because they commit many crimes a day in some cases. But
Cash flow up
Washington, D.C. is
11%.
an unbelievable example of what can happen. And now we're going, as you know, to Memphis, which was very similar to Washington, very dangerous. And we're there, and we're working along very well with the governor, the mayor. A lot of these Democrat mayors, you know, what they don't want to have us do well. Because if we do well,
It's got a lot of debt, though, 48% debt.
If I were a Democrat and I was a
That's
governor
very
or mayor,
high.
I'd be calling Trump. I'd say, get your troops over here, just help. Because the mayor of Washington is getting a lot of credit for what we did. You know, a lot of credit. But the beauty is, isn't it nice? Seriously, you walk down the street, you're not going to be mugged. You're not going to be hit. We had a meeting about 3-4 months ago, and I was saying to the media, how many of you people have been threatened or mugged or accosted during your walk to the White House? And they said, we don't walk to the White House anymore. But the answer was, remember, Brian, almost everybody's, look at this guy. They even attacked this big, strong guy, right? Didn't you get attacked? Did you? But, yeah, just take a look at the other guy, right? What happened to the other guy? I don't know. Those other guys are pretty tough. They're tough with a gun in their hand, right? And, yeah, you were hit pretty hard. But almost everybody was. And now, nobody. Anybody been accosted in the last 3 weeks? If I would have said that 6 months ago, half the hands would have been raised out. No, we have a very safe city now. The country's going to be safe. We're doing one at a time, and we'll be going to Chicago. I told you this, sir. Union Pacific, head of the railroad. He knows this country very well. Started off as a very low-rung employee of the Union Pacific. He's now chairman. He came to me and he said, sir, save Chicago. It's a great city. It's going down fast. They had 11 people killed over the last couple of weeks. 11 people killed, 48 shot. That's not a city. It's a war zone. There's no city in the world like that. And then we have to listen to this Pritzker get up. I know him well. They threw him out of his business, and the family threw him out of the business because he's a loser. But we have to listen to Pritzker get up. He should call me and say, get the troops in. You ever hear that? 11 people over a week and a half killed. And I think it's 48, when you add it up, 48 people shot. And then I have to listen to a governor say how nice it is. It's a wonderful experience. Now, what is a wonderful experience is D.C. People are eating in the restaurants. They just opened 2 new restaurants, which hasn't worked in years. And we had it pretty good 4 years ago. We were just getting ready to do this, but we did it right. And, you know, we have a big victory in the Supreme Court. It's called merit. And so that includes the military. Our soldiers, did you see what they look like? These guys, they look like serious soldiers. They weren't playing games. And they went in there and they did a fantastic job. And Washington, D.C. is now a beautiful, safe city. The restaurants are thriving. The people are walking down the street holding their husband or their boyfriend's hand, and they're not worried about being raped or mugged or shot at. And it's been an amazing thing. And we'll do that in every city. We'll do them sort of one at a time. We'll do a couple at a time. And we have a tremendous force because, as you know, in recruitment numbers, when we put out, 2 years ago, when Biden would put out recruitment, nobody would join. Nobody wanted to be in the military. Nobody wanted to be police. It was just announced this morning. You probably saw my speech over with the military, with the generals, admirals. Record numbers of people signing up for the Navy, the Army, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, Space Force. I love Space Force. That was my baby. But we have record numbers of people signing up, and that includes police department, fire department. So, you know, it's been an amazing thing. Well, we're going to have another meeting next week on this. We have another great company coming in, similar kind of numbers. But we're going to show you some 1,000% drops in prices. There has never been anything like this in the history of medicine, and it's an honor. And Albert, I want to thank you, and I want to thank everybody behind me, because you are a great team. We have a great team. Everybody says you have a great cabinet. It's a great team. So thank you, Bobby. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Just doing some analysis here on Pfizer. Just bear with me. Deal requires Pfizer to repatriate increased foreign revenue existing products back to the US. Pfizer also agreed to sell medicines at a deep discount off the list price when selling direct to American patients. The White House facts claims that the agreement gives money every Medicaid parallel transporter. Pfizer's already been executing cost-cutting programs, and it's raised at 25. A profit forecast indicating it's banking on margin. Pfizer has already been executing cost-cutting programs and has raised its 25 profit forecast, indicating it's banking on margin improvements. So it's going to make more money, even though it's reducing prices. Hang on. I want to see how it makes money. Pfizer's already been... some reports suggest Pfizer secured 3-year grace tariffs applied under the... That's right. So the announcement is simply force/profits. Announcement is not simply force Pfizer's deal with carve-outs, trade-offs, and growth offset mechanisms. How Pfizer could make more money. Scale, volume. By offering lower prices to Medicaid and direct sales, Pfizer might increase volumes, which can partially make up for lower. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Cutting out intermediaries by selling more directly to patients. Yeah, Pfizer can capture a larger portion of revenue pie per unit, repatriating foreign profits. The deal. I'm just reading the deal closely. The deal forces Pfizer to bring foreign revenue gains back to the US. That means more taxable revenue in the US. Look what happened to Apple when they did this. Revenue will otherwise sit around conventions. Pfizer is already targeting large-scale savings, 7.2 billion net savings by 27 to offset pricing pressure. Okay, they can save money by doing that. Pfizer could push more of its portfolio into drugs with less competition, rare disease therapies. Okay, the announcement seems to give Pfizer favorable treatment vis-a-vis tariffs, favorable tax on investments, incentives. Yes, I see that. Pfizer could preserve higher margins in non-US markets or in non-US government payers while sacrificing margin, Medicaid discount channels. For patients still in force, Pfizer may maintain exclusively that prevents generics. Pfizer's path to more profit under such a regime is mostly about optimizing the mix of sale channels, capturing the large share of the revenue chain, controlling costs, pushing growth in protected. I don't think it's right to buy this stock a week from now. But
Martyn,
right now,
when you have time, I have something to say to you before.
yes, come back on camera.
Okay.
Yeah, George,
Okay.
how are you?
Very good. Thank you very much. And again, I'm learning a lot from you, and you are helping me a lot. Continue following you. And but before I leave, I want to say something very, very important to you, not related to stock market. I heard you one time talking about your wife sick, and we are praying for her, all of us. And we believe that Jesus can heal. He used to heal when he was on earth here, and he's still healing because he said, I will be with you forever until the end of the world. So we are praying for her, and it's very easy to, I don't believe in medicine or medication, but I believe that you can put your hand, if you have a believer, if you are a believer in Jesus Christ, just put your hand on your wife and say, in the name of Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, I command this sickness to get out now and doesn't come back again. Believe me, we did this so many times and people are healed. And I don't mind if you call me one time and we pray together. Or if you want to bring your wife and we pray, all of us, for her, for that sickness to get out. Sickness is from the devil. God doesn't give people any sickness. If you want to know what God was doing, what the Father is doing, look at what Jesus was here when he was here on earth. Did he afflict anybody with sickness? No, he only healed. So the God only heals. He doesn't give any sickness to anybody. The sickness is from the devil because he attacks the creation of God. He attacks all of us, whether you are a believer or not, whether you are Christian or not, good or bad, it doesn't matter. The devil is, as Jesus said, he was, since the beginning, he was a killer for people. And he said, right after this, Jesus said, and I came to give you life and give you abundance. God gives us healing. So please forget about medication. And what is the problem with the sickness of your wife? Does she have cancer?
Yes, she does.
I believe that cancer is a bad spirit. It's not. Doesn't mean that she is a believer or not. He attacks everyone, and it's not a sickness because it's difficult to find solution for it. And this specific sickness, it can go away by prayers, fast and prayers. Put your hand on her and say, "I cast you, I command you, cancer, to get out on the name of Jesus Christ." So it will go away. So don't go to medication, because from what I heard from doctors and friends, that when they start to give them chemotherapy, and they actually kill them faster. It makes them more sick than healed. Medication doesn't heal the cancer. It's the name of Jesus that cast. In Mark chapter 16, he said, those signs follow believers. They put their hands on the sick people and heal them. They cast demons on my name. This is what Jesus said immediately in Mark chapter 16, the last chapter, before going to heaven. He gathered all his disciples and he said, those signs follow believers. They put their hands on the sick people and heal them. So this is what your wife needs. She will be healed. She will live. Let's take this as a prophecy. Your wife is not going to die. You guys are good people. She will live in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ. So, anytime.
George, thank you for your thoughts and your caring. I really appreciate those words. It's very, very kind of you. Thank you for being on the show. I've got to wrap up the show, though. I've been going 6 hours now.
Okay, have a good day. Talk to you later.
Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you very much. There you go. I love when people call in and share their thoughts on the show. Absolutely wonderful. We're going to wrap this up. We've got another review coming up shortly. So I've been looking at Pfizer. There is some momentum here. I would not be buying it now. I've already bought it, and I'm up 0.84. Remember, you got a 7% dividend here as well, which is pretty wild. I think it's a good time to buy, but I wouldn't be buying it. Now. I think the time has come and gone. We had a bit of a rally there. It has got a lot of debt. I'm just reading how it can make money by slashing its prices. It's the competitive edge, the tariffs, restructuring, and also being given preferential treatment. I think that is valuable. I think the stock is oversold anyway. So it's a good. This news has come at the right time. Probably that's why they did it, right? I mean, a business that is struggling, it's how you end up, winning, buying a business like this. So I think this is a good time to buy. I wouldn't be buying tomorrow when it's up another 5%, maybe. But I can see how this could double. I can see how it can go to $50. I see that. So I'm not going to chase this. I've bought $20,000 of it. That's 4% allocation in my portfolio. That's fine. That's all I really need. My portfolio is up $3,500 today. It was up $3,000 yesterday, $3,000 Friday. So it's like 12 grand in a week. Not too bad at all. We're at all-time highs. The S&P is selling off. You want to go defensive. It's a good time to buy these sort of positions. The SPCE is short squeeze today, like we said, going to $100. And gold is volatile again. Amazon tech is selling off. Someone was saying buy tech in the chat. No, you don't buy tech. That would be the wrong move completely. You buy defensive before a crash, and I think we are going to get a crash. So this is a good time to buy Pfizer, understanding that don't go fully allocated because there could be a dip and you could buy some more. So that's the way I'm going to look at this. I'm going to look at the next earnings call, see how their earnings is affected by what we've just heard. And if it's good and we dip, which we could do into an earnings, that's what this stock does. I was looking how it trades. I could buy more leading into the earnings if I think the earnings is going to beat. So I'll do a lot more research on this going forward. Apple selling off, Enphase down, Coca Cola up. I've just been making so much money today. Absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, $3,500 today just on Coca Cola. Don't tell me you can't make money. It's about $5,000 now every percent. J&J, yep, defensives, they're going up as well. This is a $200 stock. Another great business to own. Could have bought J&J, but J&J has already rallied. So that's why I've gone Pfizer, particularly as they're on center stage right now. But don't get too caught and don't get too much with the momentum. Meta's going down. Nvidia, stalking you to $200. Walmart, Staples, there you go. There's your defensive. Tilray, rubbish. Pumped yesterday, just a dump off again. Bloody awful. Robinhood up nearly 2%. Rocket Lab, too expensive. Yep. Bitcoin selling off. I mean, why buy a risk asset like crypto when you can literally double your money on Pfizer? I mean, you can. I can't see why you can't. I don't see why you can't. And you can make like 20% on Coca-Cola and then earn a residual dividend every quarter. The appetite for risk on assets is not there. It's going. Right? Makes no sense. I looked at the forward PE, 7. I compared it to J&J. They've already bought up. It was double that. 7 forward PE. No short interest. This is crazy. 1.99. No short interest there. Everyone's saying buy. Wall Street analysts, quant says hold. No brainer. The debt is interesting, but that's why I'm saying don't buy into the pump. You bought it now, that's it. Let it go. Let it run. Maybe trim if you have over allocated. Do a bit of tax lot selling. For me, I just bought in one lump sum, so it doesn't really count. But let's answer a few questions. Pfizer double until next Tuesday. Pfizer double until next Tuesday. I just sold with tax lots for the first time and bought Pfizer. Thanks to education. Matt, you're welcome. You're welcome, KC. I mean, tax lots has enabled me to double and triple my position in Coca Cola by buying on the way down and trimming on the way up and just buying more on the way down. Yeah, I've got an amazing position now. My Coca Cola now, I can leave it alone. I've built a position in Coca Cola I can leave alone. I mean, it's up now. I'm only up 0.18, but that's $800. That's $800. It's about $5,000 per percent, and we've got 20% lift in it this year. So, and I've got 460 plus 50 on the Roth IRA. I've got over $500,000, which could make $100,000 by the end of the year. That's crazy, isn't it? It's over $600,000, and I've got plenty to trim as well, so I can leave that alone. Pfizer's making me money. I can leave that alone as well because you've got 7% dividend. You've got like 3 days to get in on the ex-dividend date. We've just hit another all-time high. There it is. 295. 2946. Yeah. Brilliant. Crypto going down very, very fast now. Yeah. Everyone's going defensive. Yeah. I'm glad I was there before everybody else. Right. Okay. Let's wrap this up. What a great day. What a great day. What are your thoughts on AVNT? I have no idea. I've never heard of it. Our Sensei, is it a crypto? Bless up George and Martin, everyone in this chat. Let's pray for each other's health. That's lovely, isn't it? Kev, the curator. Good news for Pfizer. It is. Yes, didn't win. Llama, sorry, but I pray for only people, not stocks. Additionally, I don't believe in medication. Says George. I was looking at Pfizer last week. Oh, yeah. Sold some XRP to buy Pfizer. Well, a lot of people are doing that, aren't they? A lot of people are doing that. Risk off assets. Risk on assets. Same songs for say last week. What are your thoughts? I don't know anything about that one. Ask Sensei in the morning. I was going to use tax lots, but then I realized I was just lots. It was just lots of tax because you're making profit, right? Well, still considered as taking profit. Pfizer 26 after the bell. Yeah, I mean, I can see Pfizer doing well, but I wouldn't be chasing it now. Just let it go. Problem is Pfizer does nothing but fall. Looks like a dividend trap. No, I don't see that at all. Virgin Galactic short squeeze holding the 10% rise so far. Maybe we get another run later on. I'll check how much short interest is left. 5-year is down 80%. Yes, I realise that. Great move for Pfizer. I'm still up on crypto. Selling a third of my XRP to buy Pfizer. Sensible? It's a bit late to sell XRP now, but still, in my opinion, if a crash is coming, a good idea.
David Hensley donated $2 through a super chat. Thanks for everything. Prayers for you and Leah.
There we go. Thank you very much, David. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. It's been a pretty wild day today, and we've done lots. Thank you very much for all being here. I've got another event set up. Bloody hell. Subscribers has gone nuts today. Views have gone nuts. I'll be back in 2 hours for this review. It'll automatically take you there to the next one. Join me for this. This is our Amplify Energy. We're looking at energy. Energy is important. Natural gas, important business. We're looking at that next. This is one of our next members. If you are a member, you can request this. Now, folks, you've only got a few days left to go. On Sunday, It's our first Electrum live event. Electrum members only with gold, platinum, and sponsorship. Bronze and silver and general subscribers, unfortunately, you won't be able to join in. It's an Electrum or upwards event. It's a live interactive game show hosted by Sensei. Not only is it going to be fun, it's going to be educational. You're going to learn about stocks, learn about crypto, some general knowledge as well thrown in. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's where we're learning about you. We're having like a live Zoom in link where hundreds of people can call in at once, take part. We've got visual on screen stuff going on. I think you're really going to enjoy it. If you are a bronze or silver, consider upgrading to Electrum. You don't want to miss it. You can always downgrade if you don't like it, but I think you will. There is the link in the chat to become an Electrum member. If you are on an iOS device, iPad or iPhone. Where are you going, babe? Oh, okay. Let me just chat on Leah a second. Hang on. Leah, hang on. Okay, so just had to catch Leah. She's in extreme pain at the moment. I asked her on a level of 1 to 10. So 1 is a headache and 10 is you're on fire, skin melting off, right? A level of 1 to 10, how much pain do you have? And she said 8. So she's just going to get some treatment for extreme pain. It's been very difficult the last couple of nights. The cancer drug that she's taking is making her muscles ache like level 8, wherever that is. But I just spoke to her. She's just on the way out the door. So I forget what I was saying now. I can't remember what I was saying now. Anyway, look at my portfolio. Bloody hell. $3,000 yesterday, $3,000 on Friday, nearly $4,000 today. Bloody hell. Yeah. That's 10 grand, isn't it? 10 grand in 3 days. It's pretty crazy. When the market moves, it really moves. If you're ready for it, that is. Let me read the comments. Yes, so if you are on an iOS device, an iPad or iPhone or iPad, go onto a browser, desktop version, and become an Electrum member. You can always downgrade if you don't like it. I think you will. I think you'll love it, though. We've got, I think it's 49 Electrum members now. And it's going to be a heck of an event on Sunday. You won't want to miss it on Sunday night. Prepares for the week, learning about things. It's going to be really cool. It's like an on-screen game show. It's a private event as well, so you want to call in. Only members above Electrum will be able to watch it. Thanks, Martyn. Anointed Flowers, Electrum. Yay. Yeah, just a few days to go now. Oh, I never sleep with your channel. We had a few of our ladies try to call in. Do you want to call back now? Have a quick chat. 30% of our audience are ladies before I go. Does anybody want to call in? I so can't wait for the Electrum event. Going to be fun and very educational. I'm catching up because I was on work calls. HQ. I agree with Martyn. There is a big correction coming, especially with the shutdown. Trump did shut down and furlough in 2018, and he may do it again. Even though furlough, the market due for a correction. Yeah, I think the carry trade is much bigger, George, than the furlough. But love this channel. Moving my crypto to Coca Cola. How about that? How about that? More people now wising up to all of this. How about that? I'm moving my crypto to Coca Cola. My gosh, is Coinbase the best exchange to move? I'm not the best person to ask. Sensei in the morning. Poor Leah. Yeah, I can't imagine anything worse than pain like that. Praying for you both. Thank you, Revved Up Biker. I'm truly sorry for her pain. I've just realized, Joseph, have I missed your appointment? Have I missed one of my gold members? Have I missed? Yes. Oh, no, it's now. Joseph has just tuned in. Joseph C. Webb. Joseph, it's your private call. So let me give you the link now. Joseph, here is the link to call in. It's going to be a private. I'm going to end the stream and go to you. So Joseph, there is the link. I'll also put that in your X message. You sent me an X message. Joseph, there's your link. You can call in now. You can call in now. I won't put you on the screen unless you want to, of course, but I will end the show and talk to you directly. So, Joseph, I'm putting the link for you there in our X communication. What I'm talking about, folks, is if you're a gold member, you can book a one-on-one. So Joseph C. Webb II is going to is one of our gold members, and he has a private call with me. Right, so let me just put him on the screen now. I'll end the live show, and it will be Joseph's show. How about that? Talk about being number one, being important, right? So here he is. This is Joseph. How are you, Joseph, mate?
I'm doing good, doing good. I just woke up, so I thought I missed this.
No, you're all right. You just woke up. No worries, mate. So it's your show. I'm about to end this show and come back to you live, just the two of us. All right, mate? So you stay right where you are. Yeah. Can you tell the viewers who are watching what you get, what this gold membership gives you, just so they know what we're doing right now?
Yeah. I get like 60 minutes of your time, and I get to bounce ideas off of you on what my investments, my plans are, and we discuss and we make a plan for in like your investments and stuff like that.
Cool.
It's very it's awesome to like bounce off ideas off another investor and make like an investment plan, instead of just going in blind. So.
Cool. Stay where you are, Joseph. I'll end the show and I'll be right with you in a couple of minutes. There we go. All right.
Sounds good.
Cool stuff. There's Joseph, right? I'll be back with him in just a second. So if you are a gold member, you get 1 hour a month. Now, don't think you're paying for my time. You might think you are. You're not. My time is valued between $500 and $600 an hour now. That's my value. That's what I earn in that period of time. But my gold members pay, I think it's $10 more, $12 more, actually, than Electrum. So you're paying $12 a month to be able to have an hour with my time. So I'm not giving financial advice. Me and Joseph are going to have a conversation, and he just asks me questions, and I'm here to help. I'm not telling him what to do. I'm not his financial advisor or anything like that. We just bounce off ideas and have a private chat as if we're down the pub. So if you want to upgrade to Electrum or Gold, that's how you do it, and that's one of the perks that you get. As a Gold member, you also get discounts in the shop, so it pays for itself if you buy stuff, and also gives you Electrum as well. Right, so I'm truly sorry for her pain. Thank you, Shep. Martyn, pray for your wife and command pain to leave in the name of Jesus, he says. Thank you, George. I'm sorry to hear for you, Leah. Praying for you both. Casey, love to you too. Me and Casey have had private conversations. You all know about Casey. Hoping to get Casey on the show and be our first female broadcaster. You were talking Amplify. Yes, Amplify. That's our next earnings. Sorry, our next review in an hour and 45 minutes. I'll be there. Amplify Energy. Yep, I'm going to cover it literally in an hour and 45 minutes. This is the event. It'll take you there automatically. Here it is. As this show ends, it'll take you there. Let me put it here in the chat. Next. Next. Whoops-a-daisy. This is what comes up next. Let me replace the pin and end the poll as well. End the poll. Many of you say it's time to buy back XRP. I don't think so. I think it's going to go a lot lower. So this will take you there. I'll be back with you in an hour and 45 minutes. I'm going to talk to Joseph now for a while. I will buy Coca Cola, but not Pfizer, said George. Coinbase cancelled all my SHIB orders, so no, Coinbase is rubbish to me. Yeah, I don't use it. bought so Coca-Cola on Sunday, dipping my toes into the stock side for the first time. Virgin Galactic going again. Yes, it's going to short squeeze. I've been telling everybody it's going to $100, and it is. There's no real doubt about that at all. What's up, Joseph? Said Anointed Flowers. Lost money on Ampy years ago, says Stephen. XRP supply shock. I don't know why people keep saying that all the time. It really doesn't mean anything. I don't know why people say it. It means nothing. Sorry, but it doesn't. It just doesn't mean anything. I've been trading all for 6 years. New member today, Fallon Tran. But been watching you for a few weeks now. Would love to hear the beautiful moments with Leah. Shining love and light to both of you. Enjoy a lot from the show. Thank you, Fallon. Okay, we're out of here. Thank you ever so much indeed. What a great day. $4,000 today. $3,000 yesterday, $3,000 on Friday, beating the market. Again, I know a lot of people don't like me keep saying that, but it is what it is. It's why you follow me, right? Why do you want to follow a show that just keeps losing money? So the S&P is crashing down. We're going to have a crash. I think it's inevitable now. I would say 90% certain. I'm going all defensive. Another reason why I bought Pfizer today, and that's making me money. But my biggest position, I'm all in. 99% of my portfolio is Coca Cola, over just coming up to $600,000 in Coca Cola. Was I right? Well, it looks like it, doesn't it? That's it from me. Thank you very much indeed. I'll see you back in 100 minutes exactly from now with our Amplify Energy analysis. I'm now going to talk to our Joseph, and I'll see you back in a bit. That's it from me. Remember, don't dream what the market you hope it will be. Look at the numbers. Read the balance sheet. Don't follow trends. Understand the business. Buy the business, use tax lot trading to amplify your position, and that's it. Simple. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.